Okay, there we go. All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're
sorry
back.
about that, everybody. For some weird reason, the my computer's been crashing out on me a lot lately. I'm wondering if I need to get like a new graphics card or something because it's definitely graphics related because everything else works, but graphics.
I can't see you.
You can't hold on. Let me fix that. I know I can fix this. OBS virtual camera. How about now?
Yay!
All right. Yeah, sorry, the picture's a little shit, but
I'll take it.
yeah.
It's not shit.
Ugh. I have
It's
to
just very, very raw.
yeah. Yeah,
I
raw, unprocessed, unfiltered,
we
as
like
it
it.
should be,
We like it a little raw. It's fine. I shouldn't say that.
choo doo 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 doo. Color correction, get that brightness up. Let me maybe if I do it this way. Presets, center weighted, automatic white balance? No. Dynamic range standard? No, it should be full. High stand.
I'm white enough for the both
There
of
we
us.
go. That's a little bit better. Get the brightness up there.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Not ideal, but better. Better. Sometimes
You're getting a
better's
good
all.
Joe Spinell impression there.
Sometimes you just gotta get better. Ah.
Let me tell
So
you
the
about my mother.
question. All right. So I just got myself a 15. I got myself like 6 months ago. I got myself a 15-inch Huion drawing tablet because this is what I could afford. There is now a 21-inch that, whoo, a 21-inch that is about the same price as I paid for that one. So I'm kind of wondering if I should plan to buy the 21-inch. And I think the answer is yes. Um,
For all the creative stuff you do, yeah.
yeah, I'm starting to think I should because that will be almost the size of an actual like monitor, but like in my lap, which unfortunately probably means I should probably get a different uh
Desk setup.
desk setup. Yeah. Yeah, desk setup. Um because I'll need some extra shit. I'll need some extra room. But yeah. So I'm thinking of that, but because I keep crashing,
You also have to think about getting a graphics card for
I
your
need to get a
computer.
graphics card update. I don't think there's any way around it. This is just that's a ironically it's a more expensive upgrade.
Hmm. I'm kind of having my own like spending spiral. Because my son, this is the first year he's got a school supply list.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if this kindergarten teacher or first grade teacher is on crack for I took a screenshot of it and I will read out this list.
Okay.
Two 24 packs of twistable Crayola crayons. Each individual crayon needs to be labeled with the child's name.
Wait, what?
A pair of Friskers pointed tip scissors, kid size, specific. Uh,
Okay.
right? Jumbo Elmer's all-purpose glue sticks, each individually labeled with your child's name. For expo markers that don't have to be labeled, a box of Ticonderoga sharpened pencils. So I have to go through and sharpen the fucking pencils. pisses me off. White polymer eraser, thick. 10 count of Crayola markers must be marked with child's name. Um, a pair of headphones, corded, no Bluetooth, no earbuds, no characters. What are you doing that you need headphones in the first grade?
Yeah, that seems a little odd.
Sterile supply box with specific dimensions. Um, primary journal, top drawing area, lines at the bottom. Art shirt, oversized adult shirt is the best, labeled with name. How badly I want to give him my Cramps zombie aftercare shirt, where it's two corpses cuddling while having a cigarette and drinking wine. Um, a large book bag with dimensions, and I had to check that his Ghostbusters book bag would fit. Um, and I'm just looking at all this and I'm like, so I've got to individually label everything. I've got to buy all this shit and clothes and everything in this economy. Thanks. Do you want the
Uh,
pencils individually labeled too, baby?
okay.
That teacher is trying to pick which kids are poor so they can ignore them. Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know what to say about that. That's just fucked up.
Yeah, but it's like he shouldn't need headphones. He's a child. And if I have to buy headphones, I'm buying like 5 pairs because he's a child. I stepped on a ukulele because it was covered in my butter towel. I said that and I need. Okay, how do I explain the butter towel? It's not the color of the butter, I'll mention. Anyone who has seen video of my home has seen me show off my home. You know, I've got like the bookshelf of Harlan Ellison shit. You know, I got the huge collection of DVDs, vinyls, CDs. I've got a fucking Ghostbusters ghost pack on the wall. Well, I like having weird shit that doesn't make any sense. This is actually a beach towel that is a stick of salted butter. The butter towel. Also, I've got the Sun Tarot card towel. Why? Because I like them and they're interesting. I don't need fancy towels from Bed Bath and Beyond or where the fuck ever you get towels from nowadays, because that doesn't exist anymore. Uh-uh. I'll take the novelty towels every time, okay? There's one I got that is a skeleton riding a surfboard, and just for the surfing dead joke, you're in my cart, you're done. I like collecting odd pillows that look like different things. This one's a Pop-Tart. It goes in my 70s pillow pit. I also have one that's a menorah that my brother got me because I prefer Hanukkah to Christmas. And I'm not Jewish. I just really respect that holiday. Um, and somehow my headphones ended up getting stuck under my mattress. So hold on. A little bit of editing from the horror mom. Yeah, I don't know why, but this has been a thing my entire life. And this goes back to like my great grandparents. Um, for some reason, like the entire lineage of my family, we're we're Polish, Irish, and Romanian.
Okay.
Okay. We got all that blood. Yeah. Utmost respect for Judaism as a religion. Italians were set. Czechoslovakians were cool. Like, oh, fuck. Germans, my grandfather, he spent too many years fucking shooting at them. No way in fuck. Me, I'm a little more lenient. It's whatever. But it's weird that there were like different, like, oh, no, 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 no. We're cool with that. But we're Catholic. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You respect what's going on the other side of the street. Oh, okay. Thanks. I went to so many bar mitzvahs as a kid too. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
really?
Yeah, as a little Catholic schoolgirl, getting I do remember though. I went to the bar mitzvah of my dad's boss's son, and he was showing off the shit in his room. And yeah, I got a Casio keyboard because I'm a man now. And I'm like,
Oh my
hmm,
God.
you don't
Oh,
look like one.
who the hell is fucking calling me at this hour?
The devil.
Uh,
You could answer the phone like I do. Someone better be drunk, high, or pregnant.
yeah.
This posted something for me in Hangout General. Also, my dad, when he was in his Catholic high school, um, they put on a production of Fiddler on the Roof. Again, all boys Jesuit school.
Did you say Fiddler on the Roof?
Yes.
Or, okay, I thought you said Hitler on the roof for a minute. I was like,
That's
what?
that's a ooh,
Oh, yeah, that'd have been not great.
that's something different.
Yeah, that's
Stuff
very,
touching
very different.
stuff. Put them in the
Okay.
Puritan.
But,
Okay, I see.
yeah, Jack needs to upgrade his GPU first. Abso-fucking-lutely. I actually agree. I actually agree. So let's see. All right. That would
Amen.
be all right. 300 bucks for a decent 300 bucks, huh? That's not too bad. Mother. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't get this kid. The neighbor, they're worried about their little man, so I'm gonna try to get the little man. Add closet.
Going. Those pants still look fucking awesome. Damn it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Aw,
The little man.
he's adorable.
It's okay. You want to go out? You want to go out? Oh, there we go.
Off he goes, zoom.
Ah. Whoa. All right.
That's not kidding.
Yeah.
I did decide, I found out I'm working next Halloween. I did decide on my Halloween costume for my job. Female Hawkeye.
The what?
For my job's Halloween, I'm going as a female Hawkeye Pierce in the bathroom
Oh, okay. Are you gonna?
and the cowboy hat. I work in a dementia unit. They watch MASH a lot of the day, and I'm like, that'll go over like
Are
gangbusters.
you gonna sit in the corner and just go? It was a baby.
That actually, okay, so my psychology class in high school, I was taking a college level psychology class. And then apparently our tapes for the class were going to be hosted by Alan Alda. And he opened it by saying, okay, we're going to watch an episode of MASH. And I went, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this Chicken and the Baby MASH? Or is this like a Sydney episode of MASH? Because if it's Chicken and the Baby, can I leave now? And he went, no, it is a Sydney episode. And that teacher was cool with me for the rest of the year just because I made a Chicken and the Baby joke. I'm like, no, I'm gonna walk around with a martini glass full of Monster and just, hit on the other nurses. Like, it'll be fun.
Nice. Nice.
I remember MASH. Yeah, dude. Me TV, man. You get it all. Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot. Work has been so fucked lately.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, random people like fucking with me. We had a management changeover, and then they proved to kind of be assholes that kind of don't know what the fuck they're doing. Um, said someone we had a couple people pass, and it was fucked up. Um, and just like, man, I don't know if I kind of want to leave the sinking ship, you know?
Oh,
Like
my God.
even my friend asked if I could be her reference, and I'm like, part of me wants to give you the shittiest like review and keep you with me, but you know, it's an email. I have to write an email to this company with a letter of recommendation for her. And I'm like, you are about to get the most glowing fucking review because you gave me a chance to write instead of talk.
Oh, man. That's rich. That's pretty rich.
Hey, I thought we were leaving together. Well, if I could get this job, I could take you with me. Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right, Jack. Close that thing. Ah, it's closed. Okay.
Good.
And now you can see my fucking horrible hairy armpits. Good. I haven't. I've been slacking on. I've been slacking on my. It's okay if you come up to the door, dude. Like you were just here. Cat, cats, cats. You know,
Yep, document everything.
document everything, man. That's it. I'm starting my own donation. Get Couch Jackula new graphics cards. So this fucking crash shit was fucking stock. It's fucking bullshit. Should be. Let's see. Oh god, now I gotta double check on the price so we get our donation goal.
$300
300. Well, it's 300 plus a little bit more.
because the shipping.
Cause yeah, because of like some shit. No, that is not what I'm looking for. I am looking for fucking yeah. Okay, so $385. $385 give me the graphics card. GDR3. That's blah 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 blah. Will work better. It'll work better, and yeah, holy shit. Holy shit.
If you donate, you will be personally blessed by the spirit of David Lynch, who will come to you in a vision as Bob's Big Boy.
Yes. And he will tell you all about Bob's Big Boy milkshake. You know?
And the chemicals that go inside it. He will grant you 2 cookies and a Coke.
Ooh. Oh, none of which I can eat. But then again, I'm not the one donating. If I gave you $300 for the new graphics card, would you do a dub of a Nancy comic? Okay, what kind of Nancy comic? Do you mean like a comic book? Or do you mean like comic strip? And if we're talking comic book, do you mean a single issue or do you mean like a whole collection? Because I don't think I don't know if I have time to do a whole collection. But if it was like a comic strip, like a 4 or 5 panel comic strip, sure, I will dub that. I will dub that and send you the sound file.
I would
Comic
let
book
my
will take a
son.
bit longer.
I would let my son on the stream, and you could
Hey,
ask him whatever
buddy.
you want about being
What?
the Antichrist.
He keeps coming over to the fucking door, and then when I move to open it, he runs away. Kitty is.
He's upset that you kicked him out.
I, I didn't kick him out. I picked him up. I put him near the door, and then he jumped out the door. He didn't have to go out there. I mean, I was going to put him out, but like, he chose before I made the decision. If I leave the door open, what happens? I'm going to find out.
Preemptively looking behind you.
Yep. Animals. What can I say? They do shit.
I saw a bunch of baby raccoons and a possum the last time, and yep. Last time I was on stream, I talked about that, and I talked about my fun hair clips. I got
Baby. All right,
got
but
two.
you have to supply the comic. You have to supply the comic, and it needs to be like, no more than 32 pages of comic, not of dialogue, of comic. And I could do that. Anything more than that, I can't guarantee I'll be able to deliver any time in the near future.
I'm so happy this is happening. I love seeing a community work together. We make dreams come true here. Yes, we do.
If anybody wants to make a donation so that will offset the the rest of the costs, or B, maybe entirely me having to do this Nancy comic thing. Although
Sounds like
I
you gotta
know
do
y'all
Nancy
want
comic.
me to fucking do the Nancy comic thing. I know y'all. So yeah, if best way to make a donation, through either PayPal, or there should be links. Like super chat will work. I'll accept super chat,
Y'all
but
can watch me fix
probably,
my hair.
yeah.
Well,
Although PayPal would be faster. I would get the money faster. What's so bad about Nancy comic? It's a thing. It's a thing cute little cat girl does. Try to get me to read Nancy comics. And if she gives me $300, I will relent. Because I need $300. Because I'm getting fucking a little tired of this thing crashing out on me. It's fucking pissing me off. Ah.
but
Nancy is love, Nancy is life. How dare you, Malcedon? How dare you?
I have no idea what a Nancy comic is.
Do you remember the comic strip Nancy? It's
No.
about a little girl with an afro and a big bow on her head.
Oh God, her?
Yeah. She hangs out with a
Oh,
guy named Sluggo.
okay. Jack Horror Mom.
I'm not doing it without the money, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Quick question. If you had to direct a movie where Leatherface went to space, how would you write it? I always want to do the Jason X thing where they've got, you know, a reason that he's in space. But I could also see like the psycho killer prison in space. Um, and then Leatherface accidentally getting let out.
Okay, all right. That would be. So he would just be like a hillbilly inexplicably in a space prison?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, I can go with that. Um so
But I know that's not
what's
even
the
good.
plot?
There isn't one.
There
He just
isn't
wants to
one.
he,
Well,
he just
okay,
wants to
okay.
get
Well,
back home to Texas. That's it.
okay.
He
No,
don't
no, no. That's perfect. Like we have a main character who has a desire. He wants to get back to Earth, to specifically Texas, and like maybe his home.
it
Back
doesn't
to his own slaughterhouse.
to be fair, guys, I am currently wearing a mouse as a clown hair clip. I don't have bright ideas. I have cute shit. Hillbillies in space, kind of. I'm still waiting. Okay. And they kind of did it. But I still want Escape from Space.
Yeah, the only problem that I have with doing Texas Chainsaw in space is how do we make it just not Friday the 13th in space?
Yeah.
That's the big question because, I can think of a million of things for Leatherface to do in space, but it touches on that. It would make him supernatural.
Yeah.
That would be
Unless there was
tough.
like an alien race like the Predators that wanted to see how.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. I think it struck oil. Go on. Alien race like the Predators.
Right, that want to like test how this killer would be outside of his usual setting, just as an experiment.
Okay,
Like he got
so
abducted with a cow.
okay. So question. Is this better? Is this a Texas Chainsaw Massacre in space movie, or is it Leatherface versus Predator?
That would be so fucking.
Because if we do Leatherface versus Predator, then like that's a harder movie to make. But if we could make it, I think it would be tits. Like he's got to hillbilly his way out of Predator and
Yes.
to get back to Texas. Um Now, I do feel like what do we use to anchor that Texas thing? Why can't be like to get home for his mom's birthday or something. But I
No.
feel like we need something like that, if you know what I mean.
We just set up that like he was abducted while like his home was about to be destroyed. Right?
Okay.
Like he actually had a reason to be there and be leather facing all over the fucking place because they were gonna, knock down the slaughterhouse. Or Grandpappy got arrested and he's the only one that can take care of the place while he's gone. Or what the fuck ever.
All right. So kids, those pesky teenagers, have
Fucking hippies.
invaded Leatherface's house, and while he's in the process of killing them, he is abducted by predators.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. That's a good start. That's a good start.
This is so fucking terrible already. I hate it.
Yeah. 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 No, it's amazing. Huh.
Can't I write a porn film or something? Those are easy. I want to expand on an idea laid down by the godson that they set up a hooker haven after Comic-Con at Alice in Wonderland. I want to start this shit.
Oh my God.
I just want that to be the movie.
What if Leatherface encounters claymation aliens? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Another possibility. Another
But that's
possibility. If we can't get Predator, then we have a backup plan.
this just feels like Prometheus and Bob now.
Why not?
If it is Predator versus Texas Chainsaw
Look,
Massacre, we can have
Hollywood's
Predator
not
and
coming up
Texas
with any
hiding
good
films.
ideas.
Well, the exercise is specifically getting Leatherface's space.
Yes.
You know, like if space comes to him, that's just Leatherface versus aliens. Like we're actually
But
trying
at
to
the
get.
same
Although
time,
that's not a bad idea. It would be an
but
easier film to make,
but
but I don't know. No, I kind of like him being like kidnapped by Predator and taken somewhere, and then,
NASA,
but,
Texas.
but they
Yeah,
separate him from his chainsaw, and the saw is family, so he's got to get the chainsaw back.
we also have the Space Center, Houston,
Hmm.
and the Johnson Space Center. I mean, that's all there. So,
Okay, but I'm thinking, what if he is also haunted by memories of the family who are constantly talking to him, but like only he sees them?
yes.
You know, like he
Yeah,
loses the chainsaw, and then like I don't know, like fucking dude boy comes up and he's like, "Bubba, Saw's family." So you're like, yeah, he's got to get that chainsaw, and about like at the third, like beginning of the third act, like he is reunited with his chainsaw. Like he has to find other ways of fucking killing people, of
he finds
killing
an
the
alien
predators.
chainsaw.
Yeah,
Hates
yeah,
it.
yeah. I was like, he gets his original chainsaw, and then, like in kind of like a mechanical savant, he soups it up. He soups it up into an alien killing chainsaw.
We
Yeah.
are working with him, and he is mentally handicapped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you could say he could idiot savant it.
Oh, yeah,
You
that
know,
is
like he's
true.
just so intimate with the chainsaw, he just knows all about it. He just knows how to do that shit. Elon Musk steals. Someone said Joseph Paul says Elon Musk steals Leatherface's chainsaw and he has to get it back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That's got legs to it. There's something about that. There's something about that. Um. Hmm. Someone
Well,
mentioned. Wait. Someone mentioned Mars Colony.
oh, yeah. But, okay, and it's not exactly Texas, but Elon Musk has been dumping his space trash in the desert between like different states.
Hmm.
We're on to something.
We're on to something. Yeah. Yeah. We could have Space Texas on Mars. Could go that way. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Funny enough, like Leatherface is actually one of the more difficult guys to like
Yeah.
put in a weird situation. Don't quite feel right if it ain't Texas, so you know you gotta figure that out somehow.
Well, it's like trying to figure out how you do like Leatherface versus Chucky.
Yeah, yeah. Like you could do Jason versus Chucky. You're like, okay, yeah, I could see that. Freddy versus Chucky, you're like, okay, okay, I could see that.
Michael
Leatherface
Myers
is hard.
versus Pinhead. I also have seen this idea crossed
Hmm.
because they
That
had the lunatics working on the lament
yeah.
configurations in the second one. And if Michael Myers was one of
Right.
the brilliant boys that figured it out.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm kind of down for that idea. Bring in the Krites from Critters. Fuck, yes. I am a romantic son of a bitch.
I
I
I could see Leatherface versus Critters.
I have bought people Krites because I love them.
are you talking about? Oh God, what was it? The next binge where
I
they fucking had critter human hybrids.
I got uh Josh one
Yeah.
night said, "Hey, I was watching Critters and it has Brad Dourif and it reminded me of you." And I was like, "Aw." Especially because that's a movie that I hear Brad Dourif, like immediately when I think of that movie, I just hear Brad Dourif go, "The machine just cut a fart." And I don't know why that is just stuck with me all these years. So I got him a moon crate for Valentine's Day because moon crates remind him of me because of Brad Dourif. And there you go. Because there's nothing more romantic to get on Valentine's Day than a tiny critter. Critter. Now, if I could also get a killer tomato, baby, oh, be the most romantic B
Killer
movie loving son
killer
of a bitch on the planet.
tomatoes. Oh. Oh my God. Myers versus Hellraiser. Yeah. I. Man, a lot of ideas here.
Yeah, there was also a Jason versus Ash thing that happened for a while.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, that made sense. You're like, oh, Jason's a deadite. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not?
It makes sense as anything else that they've done in those fucking movies.
I
Shit.
know, right?
They had Jason versus Carrie, and you guys like people laugh when I say that though, and that's actually how they pitched the movie.
Yeah. That was 7, if I remember correctly. Right
It's my
before he
favorite one.
went to Manhattan.
It's my favorite Jason film. I stand by it.
Oh my God. Wait. Someone mentions Texas Chainsaw movie, and then the color out of space meteor arrives. Dude, Leatherface versus Cthulhu. Okay. That yes. That's another idea that I think
I'm liking
that
it.
dog could hunt, is what I'm saying. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also found out that my son has been picking up things that he does not understand from me, and I'm really hoping there are no more horror parents that live around me or would kind of question it. Because we've got rabbits in our yard right now, and he chased one bunny out of a bush and yelled, "Run, rabbit, run." Because me and my brother will yell that out at a supermarket to find each other. Um, and yep, it's like, ah, shit, the kid picked that up. Well, he doesn't have to know it's from the thing. Also, speaking of Rob Zombie, I had the most magical experience ever
Oh yeah.
showing a bunch of seniors Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
Oh, that sounds
They
adorable.
liked it.
Yeah. Like, that's cool.
It was the 4th of July. Everyone was up anyway. I was like, fuck it. Let's put on something everyone can enjoy. If I gotta sit up and watch all you fall risk patients, here we go.
Oh my God, someone is fucking ah, you people and your like people and
Yeah,
your ideas.
yeah. And I see Chop Top, and I just remember that recently I ran into somebody that talked about wanting to fuck Chop Top.
Ha!
And I'm like, Otis, I almost get.
Has there ever been a Chainsaw arcade game? Hold on.
There's been a video game, I know, but Josh played it a lot. But
No, I was actually thinking like if you did like an Ash versus House of the Dead, you would want like a little chainsaw and like the fucking sawed off shotgun.
Oh, that reminds me. Thank you. Christine, Maximum Overdrive versus Killdozer versus Death Race 2000. Um, just reminded me, I heard the most wild like movie theory ever. That Duel is a precursor to Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, I could see that.
That they sent down one car, the aliens sent down one thing to figure out how trucks work, and that just evolved from there. And I'm like, because you never see the driver in Duel.
Huh. Yeah, it's
and
true.
I'm like, huh. I fuck with that theory almost. Damn. Also, that fucking Maximum Overdrive sets up the Cars universe. I've heard that one too. Because all the humans are gone, and it's a car-run society. Well, shit.
Well, shit. This machine just called me an asshole. Okay, I gotta say this about Maximum Overdrive. Like, I know so many people are trying to figure out, well, what's the origin of the, like, I don't care.
No one gives a shit.
No one really gives a shit. Machines just start hating people. That's it.
They get fed up. Not everything needs to have the M. Night Shyamalan twist answer.
Yeah, it could just be, like, some shit that happened. Which is what that movie is, and I don't care what anyone says. It's brilliant.
Oh. Yeah, but I've been running into a lot of shit online, and it's like, okay, I like that movie theory. And then opinions I don't give a shit about, which are always fun. What's the best makeup job done in a movie? I'm gonna say Marlon Brando in The Godfather. And I'm like, I'm gonna say Max von Sydow in The Exorcist because for the next 5 years, everyone thought he was a little old man and he was missing out on acting jobs. And keep in mind, that makeup was so good, he actually looked like that when he did get to that age.
Yes.
Same guy did the same makeup, but...
Oh, man. You know...
Oh, yeah.
They need to, like...
My brain is ping-ponging to so many different things now.
Yeah, me too. Mine went back to the past, man. Like that period of time when I was at Chain Awesome, and I was like, it's time to do a reunion, but it should be a horror movie. Or at least horror themed, you know? Like, obviously it's gonna be comedy. You know, I still loved my idea for the intro. This is one of those, dude, if we do this intro, I don't need to be in any other part of the movie. You know, because this would be the scene that I would want to be in, where it's basically, so you set up the big evil thing, and we would have like Ask Lovecraft be the guy what is like going insane, and FBI agents are trying to arrest him. You know, because he's you know, the cops are trying to arrest him because he's going crazy. You know, he's talking about like evil from other dimensions and shit. Then me and Horror Guru, he kills those two guys. They kill the cops. Me and Horror Guru bust in with fucking, he's got a chainsaw, I got a shotgun. And we blow his head off. And then in silhouette, you see his torso get up and like tentacles just coming out of his head. I don't know how we do this. Like, I don't know how we would pull that off. And then just as you see the like, oh my God, tentacles are coming out of his headless body with the tentacles stands up, it gets in the shot, and that's when so basically it's the opening of Frighteners, but with tentacles,
I like it.
And of course, like, it's got like me and or Guru going, God help us all, so that we could do the House of a Thousand Corpses shot, like firing into the camera,
good.
into the camera. Doing it that way.
So many good ideas.
Yeah. And we were just like, how would we film this? I was like Mad Men. We film it like Mad Men. The only thing that we need is to figure out how to get the tentacle shadow thing to work, and then the practical effect of like a torso standing up with tentacles moving in its head. I know it's possible. It's just, how would we do it? With no money. That would be the thing. And I'm like, you do that, we do not need to show up in the rest of the movie until like you actually reference, unless you actually need someone to come in and tell everyone what's happening before they get killed.
Yeah.
Like that's all we need. That's all we need, but yeah, nobody shares my vision.
Yeah.
Nobody shared my vision.
I toyed around with starting a YouTube channel. Surprise, surprise, guys. I almost did back when I was doing my stream and was on Twitch, which we don't talk about that anymore. Even though I had a lot of fun doing it until I stopped having fun doing it because it became very clicky and I hated it. But I thought about starting a YouTube channel and I'm like, what would my first intro be like? And I talked to Josh about it. I'm like, how funny would it be if I started off on a couch like Brandon and go, you know something? No. But then I jump in and I'm in your set and I'm, no.
Yeah.
Then me showing up in Guru's coat and being, fuck, this isn't working. Then showing up finally in a Tyrannosaurus mask with the hoodie like Monster Island buddies and going, fuck this, I'm the horror mom. How the fuck do you breathe in this thing? God damn it. And then starting the intro.
Exactly.
And then it's like, I don't have time to film. I've got a small child that's running around naked in a Viking helmet. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But for a hot minute, I was like, that might actually be a fucking funny intro for the people who know me.
Yeah. Like making, not gonna lie, there are times when making those videos is a lot of fun. Particularly when you like get to hump trees and like kick babies.
Right?
Those were good times. Those were good times.
My brother had a class where he had to film a ton of shit. Basically, it was an acting class where they had to film different projects. And I had so much fun working with those kids and being like, oh, you guys need a decapitated head because you're doing Titus Andronicus. Perfect, I got you. Like, and they were doing like a 5-minute version of Titus Andronicus, and I'm like, well, lucky for you, you have me as a sister and working the effect shit up. And I've got the perfect way to film this, but we need to take a drive to the beach, so.
One of the other things I wanted to do with the horror-based one is I wanted to get one of the video game guys, like, maybe Angry Joe or something, to... Basically, the idea was they're fighting off monsters, right? Whatever the monsters are. And the video game dude powers up and it turns into a POV. And the joke is it's House of the Dead.
Nice.
Like, you're supposed to really you're like, oh, it's a video. Got it. Like, maybe even pixelate that shit. If we could, really shitty 3D graphics, really shitty 3D CGI of everything, but like that might be asking too much.
That reminds me, my son caught me playing I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. What is this? And luckily it wasn't a too terrible part. And I'm like, It's a game, buddy. That doesn't look like a game."
Yeah. Oh wait, RILM, I think, is onto something. Or have prostitutes and dead Frankenhookers in your trunk. Oh, dude.
Yes.
Oh, dude. Yeah. 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 Like they just like come out. Bleh. Like really bad CGI. Like fucking like we get the actresses back and put them in the costume and they run out to attack things. But when it's the actual fight scene, it's all like fucking, what's that guy's name who does all those movies where he like can cure cancer with his mind and has 50 laptops and
Oh God.
fucking he's always a spy working for the government. And there's
Shit,
always
what is his
always
name?
corruption. Yeah, I've forgotten his name too.
Ugh.
But have like that level of special effects, you know. What was it? What was it about Neil Breen? Thank you.
Thank you.
What was it about like that era of video making that, I don't know how to say it, but like it was magical. There was something in the air. You know, now it's really tired, and the only one who's even doing that kind of stuff anymore is Andy from Maniacal Cinephile. You know, like the ones actually making like little skits and like actually doing like comedy bits and shit, like full on bits. I don't know. There was just something about like the kind of unbridled like creativity of like not just do it yourself, but like what can you get away with? You know, like I also think nerds just had a different mindset in those days. You know, they just want to talk about nerd shit. They didn't want to talk about like other crap. Like I talk about politics not because I want to, but because I can't help myself. You know? And people are like, well, politics are important. I'm like, I agree. But I can't. But I hate the fact that I can't stop myself because it feels like I really want to be able to put that shit down.
Yeah.
Because there are other things I want to do. But yeah, coming at it from the love of filmmaking, not filtered through the social media lens. That's definitely part of it. It's weird to think that social media like kind of killed that whole endeavor. Because back when like, I don't know how to put it, but back when it was more about watching things and interacting as opposed to just leaving comments because you've got an agenda, that just sort of worked.
Yeah.
It really worked. And I don't know. I'm surprised that there aren't more. I'm surprised that there are now more people doing, like, for lack of a better way of putting it, the shittier thing. You know, I don't see as many like attempts at funny as I used to. You know, and I think that is. I think that's. I don't know if that's a symptom or the problem itself. You know, probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
But I miss the MST3K kind of like bullshit.
Yeah. And I miss, in a way, I miss showing Wise Blood on a Saturday night.
Miss showing what?
Things like Wise Blood, or like, here is a movie you have no access to that you have never fucking heard of that you should watch.
Yeah. Yeah, as opposed to just whatever the newest release is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Going back
agree.
and being like, here's Midnight. Here's They Saved Hitler's Brain. Here's the shitty Art of War movie that was made. Here's,
What was?
have you guys ever heard of the Groove Tube? No,
Oh
you're
my
about to.
God. Oh, have you any of y'all ever heard of the movie Necropolis from 1986? It's got a
God.
white-haired witch who rides a motorcycle and has 3 tits. Now, that right there is the whole reason to see the movie. So I'm not saying that it is a great movie. I'm just asking, see if you watched it.
There's a movie I like called Fraternity Vacation. Okay. But what's really funny is it stars Tim Robbins.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. She has 6 tits.
Shit.
Yeah. That's 3 more than I remembered.
But there's a movie that has both the Bride of Reanimator and Barbara Crampton and the guy that played Evil Ed from Fright Night. And they're all in a college sex comedy called Fraternity Vacation with Tim Robbins. Oh, and Amanda Beers is in it too. So 2 stars from Fright
What?
Night. 2, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 2 people from Fright Night. There's Barbara Crampton.
And the chick that was the bride from Reanimator.
She's also in it. Would that be, is that Cherie J. Wilson?
I think so.
Let me see. Known for Dallas. No, maybe not.
No. Right.
Midnight Renegade News at 11. No. Apparently not. Nope. Although she was in something called Hellbound, not the actual Hellbound.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who?
Oh, yeah. Kathleen Kinmont.
Kathleen Kinmont. Okay.
But it's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm still amazed that Barbara Crampton still looks like Barbara Crampton. Like, you could tell she's had a little work done, but not a lot.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She also was kind of horrified that I got into the medical profession because of Reanimator. It is what it is.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. Oh no. All kinds of crazy shit's going on. Oh, what the fucking think? Oh, can I elaborate because of spoilers? No. Jeez. Man. Oh God, what's some other like beautiful. Ooh, Night Force. Anyone remember Night Force? It's got Linda Blair in it.
What was one that I just watched? God damn it. There's Seizure. That's Brian De Palma's first film that I absolutely love because it stars Herme Valches and fucking Barnabas Collins. And still one of my favorite cult movies. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And I will never forget COVID because I was so excited to meet Alan Ormsby. And the convention got canceled because of COVID and they didn't rebook
Aw.
him. And I'm still upset over that because I really wanted to meet him and Anya.
Wait, there's a Linda Blair movie I haven't seen. It's called
What's it called?
Grotesque. Gang of crazed punks breaks into a family vacation home in the mountains and slaughters the entire family except for one daughter.
That sounds legit, actually.
It
That sounds
stars
pretty
Linda
good.
Blair as the one daughter. And wait, looks like there's also a Leatherface-like character in this who starts killing the punks.
Nice.
Okay. Why haven't I seen this? See, there's still movies out there. And wait, what the fuck am I looking at now? Oh, that's from like the Monkeys TV show. Never mind. I could go into that, but I'm not gonna. Mannix. Oh yeah. There you go. That's good. Oh, Private Resort. Oh, Hard Bodies. Oh, man, there are a lot of those old sex comedies are on this list.
I'm so excited.
What?
Yes. The horror convention that had Alan Ormsby cancel.
Yeah.
I just went and checked the guest list because they do it twice a year. They do one for the summer that I missed. Didn't really have anybody I wanted to meet. And they have October. And in October, Fright Night, Amanda Beers, William Ragsdale, and Stephen Jeffries, which, okay, I'm already hyped on. Eddie Deason's going to be there.
Eddie Deason's the reason.
I'm going just for the D's. I'm just going for the D's. Can you sign my special edition copy of Laser Blaster? You are a treasure.
Fuck yes.
And
damn.
Also, me and my son have been working on costumes that we want to wear for Halloween, but also for conventions. And one of them I'm trying to convince him of, because he's like, I don't have to do anything. I don't want to do it. You get to be fun. And I'm like, yeah, but if we walk around as Lone Star and Barf, like, people are going to lose their fucking minds, bud.
True. That's true.
And the other one is Wendy and Dipper from Gravity Falls.
Aww.
And I'm like, it'll be perfect. And that's what he wants to do for Halloween right now.
Okay. You gotta get a light up sweater.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course. Oh, but my sweet baby, like, he has picked so many Halloween costumes for everybody. Like, well, I want Josh to come for Halloween and he can be Donkey Kong, and then I'll be Mario and you can be Princess Peach. Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. Mom. I could be the little kid from Trick or Treat.
Oh!
Okay, I'm like, ooh, I like this idea.
He means Sam, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, should Mommy be like Little Red Riding Hood? Because I'm like thinking of that part of the movie.
Right.
No, you can be something else. I just want to be Sam. Fine. Shit. I'll just be the Dracula kid that wants to go home really bad. Like, I don't... And you'll just pretend Mommy's being a goofy, funny vampire.
I wonder if I could pull off Art the Clown. I mean, obviously there'd be a lot of makeup.
I bet you could.
I can make faces.
I mean, I could get a shard of glass. I mean, that would be like a weird costume to do. And walk around with a child, but...
Actually, my favorite... One of my favorites I saw is this one girl walked around in, like... She's just this kind of nondescript, vaguely, like... Very vaguely, like, fantasy costume. She's walking around with a horse's head. and no one could figure out. And it was one of those, like, she would wait for someone to go, wait, what are you dressed as? And then she would put the horse on the ground, grab the reins, sit in front of it, and go, Artax!
No.
Oh my god damn it. That's amazing.
And there was a family that like was going around at a convention and they cosplayed wizards. Like the mom was the fairy princess, the dad was the robot, and the kids were the little elf guy. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
fuck.
God.
I fucking love this. I want to be that family. Now, the last convention my son went to, and it was the first convention he went to, I made a Manos hand thing for him. He was a baby.
Hands of fate.
He was in my arms as the master, and I was dressed as an MST3K host. And because he was a baby and I was just holding him, I would go, do something, God!
I saw this one guy dressed up as Torgo, and he actually had his iPhone set to actually make the Torgo song when he walked. That was pretty good.
And if y'all ever think I'm lying, I have it right here with the Gizmonix logo. I was gonna wear it on the 4th of July, but, because I fucking throw this on for anything, but I had it hanging on the back of my door, and I put it on, and I'm like, okay, ready to go to work, and I noticed I've got little handprints all up and down the legs. My son has been wiping his hands on the shit on the back of my door for months, and I haven't noticed. There's applesauce pudding. Like, thanks, bud.
Oh man, what? Man,
I've also wanted to do Over the Garden Wall, but I can't figure out how to get a tea kettle on my son's head. And get him to stand it for that long.
if I did Over the Garden Wall, I would have to be the Beast.
How could you not?
Yeah. No woodsman, you know? Do you want to go back to that house alone? You know?
And I would also give my son pockets full of candy, but I know he'd just eat it himself.
Yes.
But you can call me Candy Pants.
Yes.
He did. Oh my god. That.
Oh
Also,
my God.
hanging out with my kid for the last, at summer vacation, which, by the way, guys, has been going pretty okay. He is having a lot of fun cheering me on when I mow the lawn. I can't explain it.
There is a song, speaking of mowing the lawn and children, there is a song all about a kid who, while his parents are gone, uses the ride-on lawnmower. I can't remember the name of the goddamn song, but I will always remember the last few lines, which is, got all 10 fingers, got all 10 toes. You did better than your brother. You did better than your sister. You did so good mowing the lawn, mowing the lawn this week. I think you do it all month long. And I'm just like, wait. Okay, apparently brother and sister are missing some fingers and toes.
But as I was mowing the lawn today, all I could think of was, and if nobody knows this, Bill Moseley has, I think, 1 or 2 bands now. He had Corn Bugs and then Spider Mountain. And I think it's Cornbugs, had the song Lord Lawnmower, which is basically Chop Top started a band and sings about random shit. It's great. One of my favorites is Pigs Are People Too.
Okay.
Just funness. But yeah, he has a song and like it opens up with Chop Top screaming, Lord Lawnmower! And that's all I could think of when I cranked it up today.
Oh, my favorite I have so many favorite moments from Texas Chainsaw 2. One is, well, the secret is in the meat. You know, I don't know why him just saying that struck gold for me. The other is, of course, I'm the Lord of the Harvest.
Is that some new health food bunch?
Yeah, whatever. Just
Funny story about that movie. So, back in the days where my parents were the roadies for the Cramps and hanging out with them, they went to go visit Lux and Ivy in LA. And Lux is like, hey, Bob, I don't know if Chris will be into it, but there's supposed to be a party tonight for a fucking movie that borrowed one of our songs. Do you want to come with me? Like, the girls can do what the fuck ever, and we can go, or you can take Chris, but you want to go to this fucking party with me? And it was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 release party.
Oh, wow.
And that was where my dad first met Tom Savini. Because Tom Savini was nursing a beer, sitting on a couch, just kind of not wanting to fucking be there.
Yeah, he's kind of an antisocial guy, you know.
But my dad's like, hey, wait a minute. I bought your book. I've met you at a couple conventions. Yeah, and I've got a job in the morning, and I'm fucking tired, and I'm here because they asked me to be here, and I don't even know why the fuck I'm here, and, well, damn, sorry. And then,
way to bring the mood down, Tom.
And then it turned into, wait, you've got cigarettes? Can I bum one? And then friendship happened, and that's like how the branch off from my dad meeting the Cramps to my dad being Tom Savini's buddy for a while happened because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, that movie's special. That movie is special. It's one of those, is it as good as the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No.
Is it fucking amazing?
But it's fucking amazing. Yeah.
To be fair, and God damn it. I fell in love with LG. I thought that was one of the sweetest characters ever put on film. And at my graduation party, right, everyone's giving me little presents and stupid shit. You know, my aunts didn't know it, but they paid for my tattoo. Because anyone that hands you $200 and tells you use this for books, this would buy me a book. It's not 1963 anymore.
Right.
But $200 can get me a back tattoo. My little brother, you know, is still in middle school, and he pulls me off to the side and he went, darling, I built you a fry house. And he did. He built me a fry house off of LG doing it from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And darling, I built you a fry house. And I'm like, that means more than anything that anyone else has given me today.
Oh my God.
And then I had a major anxiety attack and I quit school and thought college was for dummies, only to go back years later to become a nurse.
Yeah.
Life's rich tapestry. And for a while I thought I was going to be a makeup artist, so who fucking knew? I did have fun though, just making random shit and seeing if I could scare my mother, who was the career nurse at the time. I was like, I did a good effect.
I had to look up the scene because you mentioned it. Built you a little fry house.
It's just so sweet. And then he's skinned at the end and he's still trying to take care of the woman he loves. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
yes, LG true Texan. And that man, I feel so bad. Lou Perryman is his name. He only had one other credit, I think, and in it's Blues Brothers, and I found him in the scene. Um, but he ended up passing away the same year I met Carolyn Williams for the first time. And it's one of the saddest fucking things. Like, he wasn't an actor anymore. He was just quietly retired in Texas, and somebody broke into his house, they were running away from the cops. He ended up getting killed. And the guy stole his car, and it's like, that's one of the saddest fucking things I've ever even fucking heard of. He didn't do nothing. And then we lost LG.
Happens.
Oh,
Hold on. I gotta refill my coffee. I've been looking at this thing. Apparently, I drink a lot of coffee, as you may have noticed.
coffee, coffee, coffee.
I'm gonna get some more.
I talk a lot, and I've had way too much energy drinks. I I showed my mouse hair clip. I've also got a cat that's also dressed like a clown. I don't know what the fuck has happened to me. I just started talking about shit and I feel like I fucked up. You'll notice this about me. I feel like I fuck up 90% of the time. It is what it is. And most of the time, after these streams finish, I'm just sitting in existential dread, thinking that I messed up and no one's ever going to talk to me again. And he still does, because he's a good guy. Uh, and the chat's not moving. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking to space. And that's cool too. Anyway, what could I talk about? I don't know. Revisited a couple movies that I liked when I was younger. Goodbye Girl, Wise Blood, with Brad Dourif playing a Southern preacher that starts a church without Christ getting crucified. Kenny and Company, which is Don Coscarelli's first film before Phantasm, which is nice. It's nice, bad. It's terrible. See it if you're a Phantasm fan, but other than that, maybe stick it. Um, Space says hello. Well, hello, Space. I love you. Um, I can tell you about a weird find I had at the record store. Uh, I don't know how many people in the chat are fans of the movie Mendy, but if you look on Spotify, you will find that Jeremiah Sands, the cult leader from Mandy, has created an album, and I have an actual vinyl copy of it. Let It Down by Jeremiah Sands, uh, from the movie Mandy, and it's a full album with different songs and stuff, and you can find this. And I found it, and I have been playing it. Um, but yes, you can find it on Spotify and hear all that wonderful Manson-like music that everybody loves. I went on a complete tangent, Jack, while you
Yeah.
were gone.
Well, I came back in the middle of it.
I barely remember what the fuck I was talking about before I pulled out that album. But I said hello to Space, and Space said hello back, so.
Space says hello. Oh, Purple Cat. Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? How you doing, Purple Cat? How's it going? Apparently, Space answered, so good.
Oh, Wise Blood, I heard about that on a podcast because the director was a classic filmmaker. It's a John Huston film. And he actually has a cameo in it. It's got John Huston, Harry Dean Stanton, Brad Dourif,
Wait, what movie are we talking about?
Wise Blood.
Oh, what? I haven't seen that.
Um, Oddly enough, all the trailers make it look like a comedy, but it's based on a novel by Flannery O'Connor. And basically, guy dealing with religious trauma decides to become a preacher after coming home from a war,
Oh, geez.
nondescript. and he starts the Church of Christ without Christ being crucified. Because if there were three people on crosses and Christ is amongst them, what made him better or worse than the other two?
Right.
And his little adventure into religion and belief. It's fun.
I love
She had a micro panic attack.
stories.
Yes.
I love stories about John Huston. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. I love John Huston, but I was actually thinking of I think it's John Ford.
Yeah.
You know, the
It's
one that David
interesting.
Lynch
It's
played
bullshit.
at the end of Fablemans. No, no, no. The horizon. Where is it? You know?
If it's off to the left or the right.
If it's high, it's interesting. If it's low, it's interesting. If it's in the middle, it's boring as shit. Now get out of here. Best of luck to you.
I heard another story about an actor I like, and people are gonna fucking flag me for this one. Billy Connolly talking about being friends with Sean Connery.
Hmm.
And I was like, two people I didn't think were friends that I'm not surprised were friends.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it makes sense. I just never thought about that, you know?
But Billy Connolly invites Sean Connery over to his house. So have like a housewarming party and gives the directions to him like three different times over the phone. The day comes by, wife comes in, Connery can't find the house. He's over at the fire station. And Billy goes to, hey, what the fuck is going on? I gave you the direction three times. Yeah, your terrible fucking directions that don't make sense to anybody. Well, don't you have one of those little navigatey thingies in the car? I don't know how to fucking use that. But you're fucking James Bond. And left him. Hell, even Sean Patrick Flannery was talking about what it was like riding with Billy Connolly to and from the set. And he's like, first off, that guy acts like he's a fucking rock star, and he is. And he'll be telling you about this one time I was riding in the back of a limousine with Elton John and Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger had the monkey that was sucking on a lollipop. And the monkey started pulling on my leg, kind of like I'm pulling on yours. And then he'd shut up for the rest of the car ride and leave them with nothing. And I'm like, he sounds awesome.
Yeah, this sounds amazing. Yeah.
He's also the only person to die in a Muppet film.
Yeah. Oh well.
We love you, Billy.
We love you, Billy. Oh God, what's the name of that character? I know that the pirate captain is Billy Bones, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what character did Billy Connolly play? What's that guy's name?
Oh God. Oh fuck. I have to look it up. I just remember Jimmy Jim 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 Jim. He's not Jimmy Jim 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 Jim. He's Jimmy Jim 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 Jim. Oh my God. Billy Connolly Muppets. Let's have it.
Oh man. So
No, he was Billy Bones.
oh, he was Billy Bones. Who was the captain before fucking Long John Silver? Hold on.
Smithy.
John Silver. Was Long John Silver Captain Flint.
Oh, Flinty.
Right. Captain Flint. Yeah. Okay, that's the guy who's before Long John Silver.
That's right. Jay Tilden. He died? This is supposed to be a kid's movie.
Yep.
Let alone, we talk about Chekhov's gun. but Gonzo starfish pants. Also, at one point, I've got starfish in my pants. You are weird. And then at the end, he's throwing starfish. My sweet lord. Also, talk about movies that gave me crushes on people that were way too old for me. Fucking Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah. No, Kermit was the captain of the boat that they're on. I was talking about who was the captain of the fucking boat that Long John Silver was on. Because part of the big fight is that Long John Silver took over for the previous guy and he wasn't as popular. They didn't like him as much. And that guy was Captain Flint. You know.
And they'll share and share like with you and love be like a son. I will still rock that soundtrack as a fucking 33-year-old woman. I do not care.
Yep.
That's what.
Oh, Muppet Treasure Island.
I even got my son that on VHS.
Oh, God.
He had seen it previous, but there's something special about the way I saw it going to him.
I've gone on record as saying that my absolute favorite is Muppets in Space.
Oh my God.
You know, it's got such great lines as, you tell him, and we'll smick you. I'll smick you like a bad donkey, okay?
Shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Homer Simpson.
Bring me the remote. The gulch? No, the remote. Oh, I thought you said the goat. And of course, the cosmic knowledge fish. We know many, many things. Would you like some tea? Good stuff. Oh, man. Maybe I should let you go. You look a little worn out, and I'm feeling
No.
worn out. No. Okay, all right.
We can keep this train a rolling.
Okay.
I got distracted because I was trying to remember when Gonzo was a robot. And I'm thinking he was the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz thing they did.
He was the Tin Man, the Wizard of Oz. But I also remember a Gonzo robot at one point.
I know where it ended up. And that's what I love. And yes, I did spill Monster on my pants. And yes, I am quietly taking care of that. Because I'm a professional, goddammit. Also, we have Spinal Tap 2 coming up, and I want to know everyone's thoughts. Because I have seen one clip of it. It has made me laugh, so. Oh, shit.
Oh, I guess it was Muppet Wizard of Oz.
And I can answer any question in the universe. Next thing I know,
I could have sworn there was another scene where Gonzo was a robot, probably in like the Muppet Show or something.
Maybe.
You know, because I remember it being like a big square, kind of being a squarish robot with like the tape, the big tape thing that would like, you know,
Yeah.
you know. Gonzo Muppet Robot. See if we can. Robots having breakfast.
Okay, well,
Wait a minute. What? Okay, maybe this is it. Let's take a look. Nope. It doesn't look like it.
Damn.
Gonzo's big choice. Looking at Gonzo's axe. Huh.
I'll just screenshot that and save that for later.
I'm confused.
Our brains are gonna die.
Yeah. Our brains are gonna die looking at that. What is okay? Come on, brain. You can do this. I worry that I'm trying to figure out whether my fucking brain has always been this bad, or if I'm just getting tired and old. Like, am I
We might
suffering?
just
Am I getting dementia? Like, what's going
no,
on?
maybe.
Maybe. Well, that's comforting.
It could happen to anybody.
Yeah, I really can. I mean, I'm not having like delusions or anything, but there's so many days where I just feel like my brain just doesn't go to the top floor,
No.
you know, and I
And
hate that feeling. I absolutely hate it.
I have gotten stuck on so many fucking things that it kills me too.
Maybe it's an ADHD thing.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, like maybe.
For a month I was tortured and I still haven't figured it out. We got something and something, but it's the same something as before. And I swear to God, it's Winona Ryder saying it, but I can't remember where.
Huh? What's she
Kills me.
saying?
I have no idea. I can't even remember where the fuck this is from. And I'm like, but I swear it's Winona Ryder. What the fuck?
It's Winona Ryder saying something.
Yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck did my brain just die like that? And for a month, I was tortured until I let it go.
Do you ever remember what it was?
Nope.
Yep. Is it burnout? I don't know. It could be. Like, yeah, someone says I have ADHD, happens all the time. I hate it. You know, like I like working at like somewhere close to I like working at like peak performance. But I guess what I hate is I'm just not as funny as I wish I was. I ain't as witty as I wish I was. You know.
No, you can be pretty funny when you don't mean to be.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Not just you. That goes for everybody. I did not realize how funny I was until I started cracking up people at work. Okay. There's the lady on our unit. I will call her Velma.
Okay.
And Velma is either super cool with you or she fucking hates everybody that comes in her room and will verbally berate you, including slurs. One night, and usually we're cool. And one night I went in to take care of her and she started cursing me up and down and finished it with the hard R. And to me,
Okay, so it is that hard R. I was like,
yes. And I went downstairs and I looked shagged out and pissed off and went for a smoke because you should know better than to be that openly racist. And the girls are like, yeah, we have to deal with that from her all the time. It sucks. And I'm like, yeah, but. So my friend sees me go out looking pissed off and she's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, Velma's colorblind? What do you mean? And I went, she called me the hard R. And she went, redneck? And I'm like, bitch, something that I should not be called. And she went, we need to get her a melanated color wheel so she can figure out what slurs to call me. And she busted up laughing, came off the top of my dome. And I'm like, am I this unintentionally hilarious verbally? How?
oh yeah. We all say funny things, you know. But I'm trying. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm trying too hard.
Don't try.
Don't try. Just do. My God. I fucking keep watching this one Instagram account Because at one point I followed it. I think I've unfollowed it, but it keeps showing up because algorithms.
Yes.
It's just basically a family. The son and daughter, not MAGA, mom and dad MAGA.
Ugh.
And it is a frustrating thing to watch, but I can't stop fucking looking at it. Because the dad in particular, like the mom is also a piece of work. But she can pretend in order to keep the general peace. You know what I mean? You know, you could tell where her heart really lies, but she kind of wants everyone to get along despite that, despite the fact that you're like, this is insane.
Yes.
The dad, however, is just like this little fat, bald, mean-looking white toad of a man. And he just disagrees with everything.
Don't you love people like that?
Yeah, and I found myself going like, you are the guy. You are absolutely the guy that thinks he's won the argument just because the other person stops talking to them.
Yeah.
You know? And that reminded me of another thing that happened on Blue Sky where one guy's like, we really need to like have real human connection so that we could have debates like we used to. And I was like, debate is not what I would call genuine human connection at all.
No.
Genuine human connection is, how is your dog doing? How are your kids? Are you okay? Did you see movie picture last week?
Yeah.
You know, like, holy hell. We get into this idea that like when we're younger, small talk is infuriating. But what I've realized is it's not small talk that's infuriating. It's people that only talk in small talk are infuriating.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind telling you about my day or even discussing the weather is probably like, dude, I'm in it. You don't have to tell me. You know, but other than that, if you're just like saying hello, you know, hello, how's the cat doing? I'm kind of okay with that. Like, I'm okay with a certain level of small talk, but there are definitely people for whom small talk is the only talk that they know.
Yeah.
And that frustrates me because I'm just sort of like, wow, I've known you for a year. What was your last name again?
There are some people I haven't even learned their first name.
Yeah.
And I always have to go, like, with the hair. She was here yesterday. She was in the morning, her. And God, she tries. And come on. Can't. Now, I can name all of my best friends at work, the people I'm cool with, the people I can talk to about anything. But then there are these people that it's like, you are so infrequent in my life and we talk about so little, I could give a shit less about you. And
Yeah.
also keep in mind that a lot of my conversations happen with people who are losing their fucking minds.
Yes.
Literally. I ended up, and one of my good friends at work told me to shut up and stop talking because I was making her cry. Because this woman was going through it, and I used to take care of people. Now I've got somebody taking care of me. I'm not used to this shit.
Right.
And me going, well, isn't it keep in mind, hail Satan, but at work, don't you think it's a beautiful thing that God brought you here so you could get better, so you can go back to taking care of people?
Yeah.
And right, and had this full on conversation about, look, you've got an illness. It doesn't care how old you are, it doesn't care what race you are, it doesn't care how well you lived your life, it doesn't give a shit about what you ate, what you drank, what you smoked. Doesn't give a shit. And that is the saddest thing in the world. And I'm sorry this happened to you. But we're working. We're working on trying to get you to a better place. And we're going to take care of you along the way. Right? Put it like that. And my friend's like, shut up. You're making me cry. I'm like, because I fucking was honest with this woman? Hell, one guy, uh, I'm
Yeah.
having trouble getting this woman up. And I'm like, oh, you just have to know how to talk to her. It was a fucking Thursday morning. Come on, babe, we gotta get ready for church. And this woman's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I know, but Father Brown started mass early, so come on, let's get dressed. We're just getting her up for breakfast. And immediately she gets up and she starts putting on her clothes, like drudging through her day, but doing it. Go to another room. This woman's not getting up. Okay. Hey, honey, we gotta get ready for school. And she looked at me crazy and she, pulled the blanket back over her head. And I'm like, sorry, your mom's cooking breakfast. Let's get ready and we're gonna go eat breakfast with your mom. Don't you feel bad lying to these people? I'm not lying. I'm meeting them where they are.
Yeah.
If she thinks her mother is 109 and working in our kitchen, fuck that. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she's doing. If she wants to go to church, I can put on any religious station and she's at church. I'm not lying. I am meeting people where they are.
Yeah, there's
It
also a certain point after which you're just sort of like, look, man, these people are on the way out. As long as
it
they're not too mean, we can afford to play into whatever they're going through a little bit.
a little bit.
You know,
And
if
I
that now
mean,
if they're super mean, that's where that's why I am not in the care profession, because that's where I fucking lose my mind. That's where I get angry. Is if they're mean.
one guy, like, he's a fall risk and he was dogging me all night. Yeah, I bet you like to sit and watch people, don't you? You fucking creep. Like shit like that all night long. And then in the morning, he just looked at me and went, I said so much horrible shit to you. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you don't know how rare it is that I get an I'm sorry. It's okay. I've been dealing with you for the last month. You get like this, it's okay. It falls right off my back. Well, didn't I call you? And I'm like, you called me every name in the book, sir. Not the first time, not gonna be the last. And people are throwing new things my way all the time. Go talk to Velma.
Yeah. It's I don't know what I've only been in that. I'm young enough that I've only been in that state like once or twice during a medical emergency.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know what I tell people. I don't know what I'm saying to people, but I've never had someone complain. But then again, I don't know. But I'm like, well, it couldn't have been that bad. Otherwise, they probably would have complained.
Yeah.
You know.
I
Then
had a
there's my friend Sarah, who, as she was going under, punched a nurse and then grabbed the surgeon and demanded a souped up RoboCop arm.
okay. I've got so many fucking stories about being put under. My favorite was my aunt's telling me about my arm surgery. They put in this like nerve block in my armpit.
Mm.
So like my arm was dead. Um and I wasn't supposed to wake up. I was basically they were gonna yeah, I was supposed to sleep until they wheeled me back and then I was supposed to get the gas put on me and I'd count for that. Well, I woke up and I've got all the directions and like incision and like all the measurement shit written on my arm. And I apparently started, what punk ass bitch saw me passed out and decided to draw all over me? Yeah, ha ha, motherfuckers. I'll shove that Sharpie right up your ass. They told me word for word how I was talking about the doctor like I was a drunk chick at a party. when I find the motherfucker that did this to me, oh baby, it is on. And they're like, you're going into surgery. I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, honey, have a nice time. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I had a horrible kidney infection.
Oh
I almost
no.
lost one of my kidneys. It's terrible. But when I was on Dilaudid and also having fever dreams when I was coming, with the kidney infection, I had a dream that they were shooting a Batman movie in Cleveland,
Okay.
right? Carl Weathers was Commissioner Gordon, which was amazing casting.
Carl Weathers.
Yes.
I gotta make sure I'm. Yeah, okay, that is who I thought it was. Yeah, Action Jackson. Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, why is that amazing casting from a delusional fucking brain that's like going through it? And I woke up after dreaming that I had accidentally got hit by an explosion that happened in this movie because I had snuck on set and was watching them film. So I woke up and I had the blanket up to my neck and I'm like, oh God, what happens when I pull down the sheet? Am I horribly burned? What's going on? No, you just fever dreams. I also straight up sucker punched a nurse once when I had my wisdom teeth out. I woke up. I was still loopy. The woman leaned down to see if I was okay, punched her in the face, blood running down my
Oh
mouth.
my God.
Ran out to find my mom, talked about how they were trying to kidnap me. What the fuck were they doing? And they had to drag me back. Oh, good night, Sun Wizard.
Night, Sun Wizard. Wait, I have just remembered a movie that I always forget exists.
Yes.
I Come in Peace. I don't know why I keep forgetting that movie exists. Now, to be fair to me, except for I Come in Peace and then shooting a guy with a fucking like razor buzzsaw thing, movie's pretty bad. It's pretty mid. It's just got Dolph Lundgren and he's chasing down an alien drug lord who fucking sucks out people's brains after he cuts them with his laser buzzsaw.
Still the best
And he
Punisher.
says, I come in peace. And you're like, the fuck is going on here? And you leave in pieces.
Can you believe that man's a nuclear scientist?
I know, it's terrifying.
And fucking RoboCop has like a master's of the arts degree.
Yes.
So did Lux Interior, by the way.
Lux Interior, I don't find hard to believe at all. That's not surprising.
But I always think of like fucking Peter Will. The tall man wrote poetry and would read it as
Aw.
the tall man at conventions, which is fucking hilarious. Daisies on a hot summer day.
Yeah. Daisies on a hot summer day, boy. Yeah.
But it's always kind of kooky to me. But then I've also taken a lot of heat for the same comment I just made, where I say Dolph Lundgren still amazing Punisher, and I stand by it.
The guilty will be punished. Boom, ba 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 ba. You know.
Why
Ready.
God?
Why God?
But his little hobo sidekick, come on.
Oh my God.
Happy hunting, Mr. P. I mean, who the fuck? That movie was so fucking good. And it was so fucking bad.
Yeah,
The
like
Punisher fights the Yakuza that just happens to be in New York.
yeah. All the Yakuza, all of them. All the Yakuza. Can't get away from that.
Professor of Architecture. Yeah.
Oh man. Like the lead singer of Bad Religion, I think is a mathematics professor.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell they were college educated because they use words like perspicacity.
And the guy that played Danny in The Shining is like a physics professor somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
And
man.
the twins from The Shining smoke clove cigarettes.
Yes.
And they're very nice ladies.
Very short.
Can we borrow a lighter? Ah, fuck.
You know they did that shit on purpose.
I
you
know they did. I know. And they've got those wide eyes.
Yeah, they have very large eyes. It's quite frightening. You know.
There I am trying to fucking smoke with fucking Bernie Wrightson and Steve Niles, and then these two come up, and I'm just like,
I'm terrified. Oh my god. Oh shit. Who was I just thinking of? I was just thinking horror movie related. Danny, come play with us.
Kubrick?
Not Kubrick. Wasn't
Nicholson.
Kubrick. No. Boom, 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 boom. Fuck, I think it's gone. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I lost it. I had a thought and I lost it. Oh.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. You know,
Room 237. Don't watch it.
God, I hate that thing. I hate that documentary. I hate it.
I hate
It's
watching
2 hours of fucking watching people be media illiterate. Is what that movie is. Because you're sitting there going like, and every time they almost have something. Then they go into the ozone with it. You know, like when the guy starts talking about like, yeah, it's like they're being chased by the Minotaur, and you know the whole thing's a maze, just like the hedge maze. The hotel itself is a maze. I found myself going like, okay, well this guy has an idea what he's talking about, and you can see the Minotaur right here in this ski poster. The fuck are you talking about?
My favorite was that the eagle on the typewriter, Nazis. Tied it back. Huh?
Yeah. This movie's about a lot of shit, but like Nazi is not one of them.
Let me tell you my favorite thing about The Shining. My favorite thing about The Shining was getting a high-def copy to stream with and pausing and noting everything that Jack ate in the freezer while he was locked in there. Because he's laid out when the ghost of the former caretaker comes to take him out of the freezer. He's sitting there. There are cheese balls. There are Ritz crackers, Oreos, peanut butter. He was having snacks.
Right.
And I found exactly what he was eating. And I tied it back into maybe it was the ghost of the inventor of Ritz that...
Well, I mean, I didn't mind the guy who was like, yeah, I like how all the Indian heads are turned facing Jack because, like, you know, it's like built on Indian burial ground and shit. And I'm like, well, that wasn't bad. That means he's talking about the Holocaust. Okay, you lost me. Almost. Just fucking almost.
Or people talking about how the architecture of the hotel doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's because it's a movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's shot on a set. That's shot in the actual hotel.
It would have been harder.
It
would have been harder. It would have been so much harder to make it absolutely accurate.
Let me point you to David Lynch, who accidentally had his Mexican workers build actual like fucking mansions in the desert for Dune and had to blow up walls so they could fit the fucking camera inside. Not everything, and I mean this, not everything is going to be shot on location.
Yeah, no. No, we're not doing that again, you know?
What the fuck? You built me a house.
Yeah, I will now live in it, you know? What about my dreams? What about what I want? I told you I can't build you a candy house.
Candy house, it would melt.
Not if it never rains.
Never rained.
Oh.
no, trippy machete.
Wow, it's really easy to decapitate yourself with one of these. I know, right?
You were supposed to be double great for both of us. I can't jack off for shit. Do you know what it's like trying to jack off with a ghost hand?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Room 237, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like room 237. It's
Yeah.
really frustrating.
I've got the ultimate cheat here to remember the room number. I have the shining vans,
Oh.
and they say room 237 at the back. So
Oh, okay.
just look over and go, oh yeah, room 237. Um, I used to buy limited edition sneakers, guys. That, my David Bowie pair. Now I wear SpongeBob Crocs to work. You wouldn't believe it. It's so fucking weird. And I mean, I just threw them on and went to work one day because it was super fucking hot in our building. For 4 days, our air conditioner was busted. It was
Ooh.
also the 3 hottest days in Cleveland.
Ooh.
It sucked in the dementia ward. Um, Eventually they brought in fans to help out because they found out that the air conditioner was going to randomly shut off if it got too cold.
Wait, what?
They're working on it. Another reason why it's like I should jump this fucking sinking ship. But I showed up one day and I was in fucking athletic pants and a fucking Hawaiian shirt and SpongeBob Crocs. And everybody loved the Crocs. Like all the residents thought they were the cutest thing on the planet. And I'm like, okay, actually, I guess I'll keep wearing these. Then one day I had just taken my son out and I didn't bother to change out the shoes I have that are bluey that he likes. And people thought the bluey shoes were fucking adorable too. And I'm like, okay, I'll stick with the cartoon thing. Fuck it.
Well, no, that works. I see that. Okay, so which is it the ones that actually have the hands on them?
What?
The Crocs.
Yes.
I like Birkenstocks. I'm very curious about Crocs, but I will never have a pair.
Um, I got them because they were at a thrift shop and I was kind of like, oh, that's dope. I'll pick those up. They'll be good for mowing the lawn in. Um, and then I just kind of kept them as house shoes, like, yeah, go check the mail, put on the Crocs. It was easier than, slippers. They're always in sports mode, baby.
I have a pair of like sandals that I bought in Taiwan that are still functional.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, sandals from Asian countries are just better. They're just better. I don't know how else to explain it. They're just better.
Crocs
just
are so
better.
dumb.
Yeah,
But
Crocs
they
are
make
dumb.
people happy, and I'm sorry, they have become the footwear of the nursing world.
Well, I'm told they're very comfortable.
They can be.
Man, I'm gonna need to buy a new pair. I'm not gonna buy a pair of Crocs for my like regular walking shoes, but I need some new regular walking shoes. My Chucks are starting to wear a little thin.
Oh no.
Yeah. I've had them for like 3 years, I think.
Oh fuck
I
yeah.
only buy shoes like once every like 5 years. Mainly because I'm kind of broke. Broke ass broke motherfucker. You know?
No, I said I used to collect the limited edition Vans. Having a child kind of fucking wrecks that.
Yeah, they need to eat and shit.
It's kind of hard to justify spending $90 on shoes now.
Yeah.
But there's been an uptick in my thrift shopping, which I feel better about. Because you find cool shit. He gets all the new shit. I get all the thrifted shit, except for the ghost t-shirts and like band t-shirts and shit. And you end up with some cool stuff.
Huh.
This jacket came pre-patched. I'm gonna add my own, right? Got some fun, and then like there's all this graffiti on it. This one has Rebel Yell, AC/DC, Live to Rock, Rock to Live, Lucky Bastard, different things. Uh, You Were Born Original, Don't Die a Copy, right? This cool thing on the back. This is a $250 jacket that I got for 15 bucks.
That is cool.
But thrifted, $15. Me like actually looking it up afterwards and being like, oh, I wouldn't spend that on a coat. You fucking joking? Goes very well with my band book bag. On one side, it's all these redacted titles, and on the other side, it's what everything actually is. Fun. And they're all 1984, Song of Solomon, Call of the Wild, Handmaid's Tale. I didn't realize that this was going to become a political statement bag because they're all books that got banned recently. To Kill a Mockingbird, Flowers for Algernon, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, The Invisible Man, 1984, Brave New World, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Catcher in the Rye, The Satanic Verses, which I love wearing all that on my.
One of the things I found so weird, I found something that I was keenly aware of back when I was like a younger lad, that I know people notice, is a book gets banned. Immediately I start thinking, all right, what about this offended the Christians?
Yes.
You know, because those who are, them's what bans books. It's never anybody else. Nobody else has the political power to start doing that, which I'm sure is part of it. But also, it seems like they're the only ones with the inclination. And not to speak ill of your, well, actually, not to speak ill of all white people, but to speak ill of white culture.
Yes.
This goes hand in hand with their inability to, with a cultural inability to admit fault.
Yes.
Which I find wild, because every individual has that. You don't want to admit fault. But when you look around, you realize, wow, for Americans, it's like a cultural conditioning thing.
Yeah.
You know, never admit fault. Because I remember realizing this. Well, I was like, don't apologize, don't admit fault, because if you do this, they will dogpile you. You know, it is better to it should be better to admit fault than to persist in idiocy. But they're all looking for someone to blame that isn't them. So you can't admit fault because all of a sudden you're going to take on the shame of things that you didn't do. And I was like, I don't think I've ever, and I would watch it work like specifically in Christian areas, it works like clockwork. Like all white culture has this, but like the super Christian ones, bam, you can fucking set your watch to it. And so what everyone does is they don't admit fault. They don't admit fault even when they are clearly the reason it happened. Mm-hmm. When they did it. And I'm just like, that's what, because, and it's what contributes to everyone feel like they're being gaslit. Because you're like, no, you did that. I saw it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, that was the other guy, not me.
Yeah.
Well, and it's hard because, I'm basically my dad's parents were second generation immigrants. So still get that vibe. But it's like, yeah, fucking colonizer. Actually, no,
Yeah.
we came after all that shit happened.
Yeah, because I was
No.
thinking, I was thinking, like, how can America emotionally and spiritually deal with its slavery past? Like, not even getting into like the broader aspects of like colonization.
Oh,
but
especially
just
since we
slavery.
keep covering this shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, probably do something like holiday is the wrong. In the American context, I don't mean a holiday, but in other cultures, you would call it a holiday or a festival. Where the idea is, yes, something in the past has released angry spirits that you have to appease. You know? Give people, like, I don't even want to call it a ritual, but it's hard to not use that word. But a ritual where it's like you have both the tacit acknowledgement of the cultural guilt, but also this, like, prescribed method of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know?
But
because then you could. One of the benefits of that is that you're then able to focus in on the real assholes. You know, because a person who is not going to give, the little offer, an offering to the spirits is either poor or a piece of shit.
yeah.
If you're poor, that's one thing. But like when you're rich, people tend to notice.
Well, and there's this weird thing, and I've talked about it before. I love collecting media of the past. Banned cartoons.
Oh,
because
yeah.
we like to pretend that, oh, no. Bugs Bunny would have never done anything,
Racially insensitive. Fuck yeah, he did.
Minnie Mouse too.
Yeah,
And
they
Mickey.
all did.
I own a copy of Song of the South, and I can't wait for my son to get to an age where I can show it to him and go, this was appropriate media at the time.
Yeah.
This was okay. And you're going to tell me why it's not. My dad and me were talking the other day, and we were watching a list of, like, the worst restaurants in Disney. Never been to Disneyland in my entire life. My dad neither. But I'm like, oh shit, that restaurant used to be Aunt Jemima's Pancake House. And my dad's like, excuse me? And I'm like, yeah. No. Disney had a tie-in the first maybe 10 years it was open with Quaker Oats when they owned the Aunt Jemima label. And you could meet Aunt Jemima, and they had a pancake restaurant in the park with Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
They have totally covered that up. They don't like to
Disney
talk about
absolutely erases the uncomfortable parts of its own history.
And it's like the fact that my dad, who just turned 63, doesn't know about this is kind of incredible to me.
Yeah, because he would have been alive when that was a thing, even if he was just a little kid.
Right. And it's just how quickly we forget. And the fact that I make it a point to learn this shit so I can be better. I think a lot of people could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's one of the things.
I think we need to stop writing off our grandparents' racist behavior too, and having the hard conversation with Meemaw.
Well, especially because some of the stuff in particular is so odious. Like the Aunt Jemima Museum that's a tame thing,
Yeah.
compared to like lynching parties. And I don't mean parties as in just a group of people who lynch a guy. I mean, there were actually parties where the centerpiece was the lynching. And by lynching, I do mean a black person.
I am going to apologize for what's about to leave my mouth. One of the people I work with, beautiful girl. I love working with her. Fine black chick. She's amazing. I love her. Somebody said the most beautiful negress just walked into this room.
Were they old?
And I had to stop everything and go, excuse the fuck out of me. What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
No. I had to explain to somebody why a girl stormed out of her room, pissed off. All I said was, bless your cotton picking heart. I want you to really think hard about where that comes from. Just for a second. Can you understand why it would be offensive to her? Take a minute. It's a quiz.
Yeah.
Well, can I say pea picking?
No.
You ain't picking anything anymore,
How about
Grandma.
stop it?
Just say bless your heart.
Yeah,
It's
we
easy.
all know that the cotton picking is implied.
I'm in Cleveland, dude. Someone asked, how south are you?
That's pretty
Both
north
of these
the-
people are West Virginia, though. But I had to be like, some of these terms that you're using have not been used since 1974. Please stop.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's hard to explain people that you can say, first of all, you can say black as long as you leave it at that.
I learned so many. There was a non-vet that I took care of, and I think I heard about every slur out of that guy, and some that I had never heard before. Like, hey, how about we cut down on the, something. We just won't let her back. We'll just tell her that I'll take care of you. He will offend you and your ancestors if you go in there. Do not fucking talk to him.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what would I have done in that situation? I would have probably just started speaking gibberish and then putting my hands together. GI, fuck you. That probably would not go over well. That wouldn't.
I just remember the nurse coming out of that room and saying, yeah, this is how you die, Joe. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What did he say?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like,
I need an adult and I am an adult. Yeah. Half the time I go to work and I'm like, okay, I like to pretend, not my circus, not my clowns.
right.
But the fact is, I'm the fucking ringmaster and the tent's on fire and the, drink booth is handing out Molotov cocktails. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Most days.
Yeah.
They don't staff properly anymore. And they say, oh, people don't want to get into this kind of work. And yeah, with the
Well, not without all the benefits.
Uptick in people putting cameras in their parents' rooms. There are a couple rooms that are video monitored so the family can watch and make sure that their parents are getting taken care of, and people are turned off by that. I'm like, why? If you're doing your fucking job the way you're supposed to be, why worry?
That's a weird complaint. Then again, maybe I'm just used to places where they just do that.
Maybe.
Because like the thinking is, well, yeah, you want a camera in there in case something goes wrong in that fucking room. You want to have a record of what had happened.
Right.
you know.
But how do your Filipino... Oh my God. First off, I do have a Filipino coworker. How did you guess? He is fucking amazing. First off, he starts off our shift by handing everybody orange flavored candy that is fucking delicious. And that's just to give us a burst of energy to start. And then he comes back with coffee flavored candy.
Oh,
But he
God,
doesn't...
that's dangerous.
This boy does not take shit off of nobody. Okay, you want to be an asshole tonight? That's on you. Walks away. And it's like, oh, okay, Jesse, you go on with your bad self. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing? Do you want a shower? You don't want me to give a shower? Well, I'm the only person giving showers tonight. Okay, then you can be stinky. And then, like, leaves them. And I'm like, oh. Just not taking it. All right. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so much elder abuse. But also, so many people cut fucking corners in dumb-ass ways. Legally. Okay. So, I don't even give a shit if I tell this story. Fuck it. We had somebody fall. Falls happen. We understand. You know, some of these people, not great balance. There are some people that they're like, we can't do anything until they fall. So just keep them on their feet for as long as humanly possible. Which is weird. But there are these things. There are Hoyer lifts that are like nets that you can hold people up in and move people from a wheelchair to a bed if they've got this net thing underneath them. And there's a sit to stand lift, which is a belt that lifts somebody out of a chair. They've got to be able to bear their own weight. You are never supposed to use either of these tools without two people there.
Right, because you're lifting up a person. A lot of things can go wrong.
We had somebody, right? Keep in mind, we have another facility that has folded in staff and caregivers from their old building into our building. Okay. So this caregiver, this CNA, knew this woman from before. Had her on a sit-to-stand lift, had her alone. She is a dementia patient that's on the first floor.
Okay, this is that.
And she dropped her. Woman broke her fucking femur. You knew her from before. You knew that she is a combative dementia resident. You know that sometimes she will just dead weight herself. How the fuck are you pretending it was okay to put her on the sit to stand lift and then go, oh, I can't believe she's back? Who the fuck are you? And then when that comment is reported to higher ups, they go, it's okay. She probably didn't mean it. We need less people like that. We had people that up and ditched a shift in the middle of the shift and they didn't notice for fucking hours. My
Jesus Christ.
friend that I was just talking about, my dear sweet friend, let's call her Selena. She walked in one day and I'm hurt because I was really close to this woman. She started to decline and she kept trying to get out of bed because she kept seeing a vision of the Virgin Mary at her door.
Okay.
It's close to the end. It's fine. One of the day shift crew left early and my friend found this woman bleeding out. She had rolled out of the bed and torn her arm open on the side of the metal bed. And don't know how long she was like that. But luckily my friend walked in when she did because she could have bled out.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm all for putting cameras in rooms. I'm all for placing blame. I am all for suing motherfuckers that don't do their job properly. And the fact that more people don't do this is fucking shocking.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I would agree. Like, yeah, it's so funny because, like, the healthcare culture in, like, Japan's way different. It's way
work
different.
in
The only
healthcare,
reason you wouldn't have something like that set up, which by the way they all do, is because you couldn't afford it. But that's not really an issue because everything's paid for by the state.
and I'm fucking scared right now. I'm scared for my residents because of the cuts that Trump's making. Because so many of these people do use Medicare.
Of course. You know, they're old, you know.
And so many people, like, their families don't give a shit. There are some people I know for a fact, I have not seen their family. They've been here the entire time I've been working. I haven't seen their families once.
Yeah.
I've heard their voice on the phone when we have to, like, report that, you know, hey, your mom's got pneumonia. And they go, okay, thanks for letting me know. Good.
Man.
So your mom got dementia and then you wrote her off? I have a woman who cries at night at least twice a week that she can't find her son. Her son lives in Florida. He comes to visit once a month.
Oh, well, that's
And
not
all she wants
too
to do is
bad.
find her son. And it breaks my heart every fucking time. But it's like, this is what I
Coming
deal
every
with.
month.
But it's like, there are some people that don't see their families at all. And we're all they have. And to be cruel to, like, I have this thing where I'm like, and I'll say this to residents all the time. I am a part of your life for 8 to 12 hours a day. I am not looking to make your life any fucking worse than it has to be.
Yeah.
If I can make you smile, if I can make you laugh, I'm doing good.
Oh, man.
But on a positive note, I will tell a fun story. I let my residents pick movies one night, and it was the most wild fucking lineup of shit. Because nobody's sleeping on the 4th of July. I'm like, I'll pick the first movie. I'm picking this Monsters movie on Netflix. And we've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, we've got Tubi, we've got Freevee, we've got Peacock, all for these people to use. And nobody ever puts on anything but, like, Bob Ross or MeTV. And one woman's like,
Bob Ross.
I want to watch Godzilla. Can we vote to watch Godzilla? All right, does anybody else here want to watch Godzilla? And, like, a couple people raise their hands. I'm like, okay, we're putting on Godzilla with Raymond Burr. Here we go. I was doing, like, if I could have the cigarette going and do, like, the Hill Jack, you know, hi, welcome to Rachel's classic movies. Tonight we got a film from the 1950s. It's a war movie, but not really. And it stars a giant monster and Raymond Burr, who isn't the giant monster, oddly enough. And it's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Here we go.
Here we go. You know, another thing about that Godzilla movie is everyone knows that it was really about nuclear war. But very, very, very few people understand that it was specific, that the middle of the movie was originally in the beginning of the movie, which is a much stronger way to open the film. So not only is Raymond Burr the only in the American version, the whole way the story is told is flip-flop. All right,
But-
what do we got? We got one rubber suit. We got, you know,
But
one woman
Like-
crushed to death holding a child. We got.
But we went from the Monsters to King of the Monsters to they picked Jason and the Argonauts and Death Becomes Her. And that ended up our night. And then I put on the Outer Limits and, you know, they were cool with that. Because nobody, like, thinks to show them the Outer Limits. Nobody wants to put on Murder, She Wrote or...
No one wants
you know,
what? I would imagine. No.
I'm like, Jessica. Though my buddy Chris at work came in and he was like, "Is that my girl Jessica Fletcher?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, dude! You know, you were so cool. I knew I liked you."
We had a funny moment about timelines that involved Murder, She Wrote the other day, which was there are two shows that the Countess loves to just have on when she's working. They're both murder mystery shows. One is Midsummer Murders, which is a British show that's been running since about 2000.
That's a good show.
Yeah,
I've
that's a
caught
good
couple
one.
episodes.
And the other is Murder, She Wrote.
Who
And
doesn't love that?
Yeah, and she all of a sudden was like, why does Murder, She Wrote feel so much more dated than Midsummer Murders? And I'm like, it's 20 years older than Midsummer Murders. And all of a sudden, yeah, like, and it's one of those, she knew that, but she hadn't, like, comprehended it quite properly. It's like, oh, fuck, you're right. Murder, She Wrote was the 80s. Like, Midsummer Murders, even though it feels more old-timey, is actually a way more recent show.
I actually had a guy look at me very strangely, and I would not have this knowledge if it weren't for my love of Harlan Ellison. He was talking about how I remember the first time I watched this movie at the Capitol Theater. Right, which is a theater here in Cleveland that's been open since like the fucking 30s. And I'm like, yeah, but back in those days, you got a cartoon, a short, a newsreel, then a movie, then you had Bingo and Keno and maybe dinner afterwards. And he's like, how the hell do you know all that? And I'm like, am I right? And he went, yeah. And if you were having a good day, it was a Woody Woodpecker. And I'm like, oh. Good. You know.
Question.
Yes.
I can never. All right. So infamously, I have a problem telling Cleveland and Chicago apart.
Yes.
Don't ask.
Batman lives in Chicago. Superman lives in Cleveland.
Okay. So is it Cleveland or Chicago that has that parking lot that was built out of a French Renaissance theater?
That's Chicago.
That's Chicago. Okay.
I will also say for any comic book fans in the area, the Cleveland Public Library main branch in Cleveland, right in the heart of Cleveland, is actually their museum section has opened up, and it's the history of Superman, because the new Superman movie was shot in Cleveland, and the original creators of Superman were from Cleveland.
Yeah,
Cool.
Seaman Schuster.
Yeah. So there's like a whole like exhibit going on right now. But the funny thing, and I was telling Josh about this when he was up in Cleveland, that they kept doing Secret Movie Project coming to Ohio, right? And I was like, I know the Secret Movie Project. I had taken my son to the Natural History Museum, and they were hanging up the Metropolis Museum of Art signs. And the Metropolis, like, they were putting up the banners for Metropolis, Metropolis, Metropolis. I'm like, oh, we're getting a Superman movie. Cool.
By the way, I wanted to say something about that stereotype of, like, Filipino people being in bands. I had never heard that stereotype before, but when I thought about it, yeah, half the Filipino people I know were musicians. Do you know? Oh, here's your.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit me.
Everyone knows this man's work. He's a Filipino musician. You didn't know because he's from a band from your childhood, but you never saw him. He was the lead guitarist for the Archies.
Okay.
I was like, did you write Sugar Sugar? Honey Honey? He was like, well, I was one of the guys.
No. Okay, and someone's saying that the guy at work is very stereotypical Filipino. I watched a TikTok nurse that is from the Philippines, and how he was like doing like how the old Filipino nurse acts at work, and she doesn't take shit from doctors. She doesn't take shit from patients. She's constantly cooking food for everybody, and very motherly towards everyone. Why are you crying? And then going to haul out the doctor. And I had seen it, and I had not yeah, okay, sure, it's a comedy bit, right? And then I met my friend, and I'm like, holy fuck. Hi, I brought candy. Hey, do you want to try these shrimp chips? They're a little bit spicy.
Oh my
These
God,
are
shrimp chips! Holy shit!
that he put
That is, that's.
shrimp chips
Yes.
with sriracha sauce on them, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Or these spicy candied peanuts. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna want to eat them one at a time. They're gonna kick your ass, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
Yep.
constantly, hey, do you want some of my dinner? You made enough for 5 people. What the fuck? Yeah,
Yeah, it's like 5 people here, right?
but there are 6 of us at work tonight, so someone's not going to eat.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you. Oh man, I door dashed. I'm sorry. I'll be the one person that doesn't get to eat some.
Yeah. Although I will say this, everybody's got the family lumpia recipe, from my experience. And the older generation will absolutely argue over who's the best, but the younger generation already knows. They're not arguing. They're just like, oh no, Auntie's is the best.
Yeah.
They just know. No. That she puts too much salt in it. She fucking burns them to a crisp every time. And no. The generation beneath the generation that argues about whose is the best has already decided. They've decided which one goes in the history books.
But that reminds me of the first cousin, my godfather, my cousin, was the first person to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And, out of the second generation. And his wife came to Thanksgiving and she brought cranberry sauce. Her homemade cranberry sauce. And everybody tried a little bit. It was very sour because it was the first time she made it herself.
Right.
But in the car, I made everybody laugh. And I'm like, did she not know that cranberry sauce in our house is yay high and shaped like a can? Did no one let her in on that? The fuck? But there are so many things. And then at work, we do a lot of potlucks. Because night shift, believe it or not, gets shafted a lot. Even during CNA week. Everyone else got pasta, we got a salad. Which was basically the fucking appetizer that they got from Olive Garden during the day. Doesn't matter. They saved us some fucking pasta and cold ass chicken. Didn't matter. The next day we did potluck. And they said, oh, look at Whitey coming in. She brought cupcakes and fruit salad, right? And I'm like, hey, I didn't make it myself. These are store-bought. So I decided to pick hygiene and cleanliness over anything else. And then they're like, what do you mean? Because I know the rule. You can't eat at everybody's house. So I would rather not fuck with that trope at all. Here you go.
Oh my God, somebody mentioned adobo. They bring in adobo for you, now you're family. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, we just related now. And R. saying my mama has no time for she doesn't ready. Oh, wait. She does the ready-made lumpia. Oh, she's slipping. She's slipping. Don't get me wrong. I know plenty that do that. Just it's too much work.
But at the same time,
that's what the frozen shit's for.
The weird shit that I make for my family, I don't think anyone wants fried chicken livers. I don't think anybody wants oxtail soup.
Oxtail soup's not that bad, actually.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you brought that to the work potluck, they would fucking murder you.
And adobo.
And my mom
Jesus
used
Christ.
to have to cook that.
Now I'm thinking about it. You mentioned adobo, Jay Tilton. Now I'm like, fuck. I don't have that. I don't have that ready to eat in my kitchen right now. How dare you mention that? Oh boy.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Let me get a cup of coffee and then I'm gonna complain about something some more.
I am gonna go pee.
Okay.
So y'all are on your own for a while. Sorry. I beat him. I will say, as I was talking about work, and y'all were being very, very nice to me. I will say, one of my favorite things. 4th of July at my work wasn't bad this year. Everybody was up. Everyone was kind of like in a mood. Because a lot of people had family over and we had the fireworks going. And you could see some fireworks, but not a lot. But my favorite year, and I've had a couple. But I had one 4th of July where I wasn't working and I brought my son over to my work because it was right down the street from where they were doing fireworks. And my son started handing out snacks that we had brought. I just like gave him like snacks to keep him tied over while we were watching the fireworks or waiting for them to get started. And he started handing out Lay's potato chips to the residents that had come out to the parking lot to watch the fireworks, and it was really sweet. But I had to go over to one guy and I'm like, you're a soft diet only, so take the potato chips, smile, and throw it over your shoulder for the birds. Like, and my son was just so happy, and then like found one resident that he seemed to very much like, and he talked to her for a little bit and then sat on her lap for the fireworks. It was so cute. Prior to having my son, I had worked on one other 4th of July. We did a fireworks show for our more mobile residents, and I was inside on lockdown unit. And again, I've worked with a couple different non-veterans, and they were all very kind men. But one I realized too late was having a fucking flashback. He was a medic, and he saw the fireworks, and then like he started following me around the unit, and I'm like, hey buddy, why are you acting like a baby duck? What did I do wrong? Why are you my shadow right now? He's like, I'm trying to find out where the wounded are. And I'm like, oh shit. And had to have that realization a little too late. That, oh fuck, you're going through it. And I'm like, well, we haven't gotten anything yet. You can sit down, soldier. And like one of the nurses gave me crap because I just had him follow me around for a little bit. And I'm like, look, man, he's trying to find out where the wounded are. And right now we're just on patrol. So we're waiting for HQ to give us our orders. Fucking roll with me. Like, how else do you deal with that? Mom has ready-made freezer version. She's lived in Canada more than she lived in the Philippines. That fun cheesy movie for the 4th of July. Um, on the 4th of July was when we had the big movie marathon. Um, Other movies that I've shown my residents, they really like The Goodbye Girl. They thought that was a very cute movie. Um, yeah, I have fun like finding things that maybe they watched, even things like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane that they know. Um, Watching shows like The Outer Limits has been fun because a lot of residents do like remember tuning in. Um, I put on a Murder She Wrote, and one woman's like, "It must be midnight. I gotta go to bed," and I'm like, the fact that you could look at Jessica Fletcher's smiling face and think that it's midnight because that's when your old channel used to air it, and that's when you knew to go to bed is kind of adorable. And I always say, why can't I have any normal fans? There are so many people at work who, and I got really upset one day because I came off the elevator and 5 people immediately started asking me for stuff. And I had to take a little, like,
Ugh.
2-minute break away from
Sorry about that.
everybody
Got
to
waylaid.
collect myself. And someone came in that I had just trained, and I'm like, I'm sorry, everyone needs me right now, and it's just a lot. And she's like, you should be happy that everybody wants you right now. They trust you, and you talk to people a lot more than I'm used to, but I'm like, yeah, but I like talking to everybody. I like knowing everybody's stories. I've heard some really horrific shit, but I also, one woman, it was around Thanksgiving, and she was telling me about who was going to show up to Thanksgiving dinner and who wasn't. And I found out that her brother was a draft dodger.
Oh,
Oh, he's not coming back. He's avoiding the draft. Cool.
oh my God. Yeah, Angela Lansbury. Yeah, she didn't die too long ago.
No.
That was only a couple years, if that.
Oh, Ryle M. But Blanche, yeah, stuck in that.
chair.
I talked
Yeah.
about showing Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I like showing movies like that and watching how like the residents respond to it. And I get a lot of, why don't you just turn the TV off? And I'm like, no, look at them. They're engaged. They're so happy. They don't want to watch Law and Order right now. The fuck?
God. Dong, 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 dong. Yeah. I wonder how many shows exist specifically just because hospitals leave it on.
Seriously, I have so many memories of going to drop off shit to my mom at work and hearing a single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. Like, oh, it's Reba again.
Reba McEntire?
Yeah, she had a TV show in the thousands. Comedy show. Yeah.
I didn't
It
know
played
this.
all the time in hospitals in Oklahoma and Texas.
I had no idea.
And here we are now. I also was telling.
Ha! Ha! Uh,
I was legit sad. There are so many people that when they pass, I know I'm gonna have to take the fucking day off work.
oh,
I
man.
Brad Dourif dies, I am inconsolable. And he's no spring chicken. Malcolm McDowell is gonna have a candlelit vigil in my house. Please.
Oh, yeah.
My dad says he wakes up every day surprised that Clint Eastwood hasn't kicked it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Maybe I'll cook adobo tomorrow night. I
You do
might
that.
have all the ingredients. Now I'm just thinking about like, yeah, without potatoes. What are you talking about? Just chicken, maybe some rice. How is that not like a whole meal? No.
I will say, one of my first nursing home jobs, because someone said if they're cool with subtitles, show them Ikaru. Um, but Turner Classic Movies was doing their Halloween run of horror films,
Yeah.
and there's nothing like explaining to an 80-year-old woman what the fuck she was just watching when it was Hausu.
See, that's a movie.
I put on Turner Classic Movies and this head came out of a well, and I'm like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. I can name that song in 2 fucking notes. She got eaten by her piano. And the one before it was super weird, and it was all these girls in a ballet studio. Ah, Suspiria too. You had a good night.
Oh man. Wait, Tony Todd was in a movie called Werewolf Game? Are there actual werewolves in it?
Or is it a game?
Or is it just people playing the werewolf game and getting killed? Because I want to believe that someone turns into a motherfucking werewolf.
I actually spotted an American Werewolf in London t-shirt out in the wild and I got excited. The back of the shirt said, "See you next Wednesday," and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, this movie has got fucking the doctor from fucking Voyager in it. Oh, you're saying you won't spoil it for me.
The EMH?
Okay.
Wait, we're talking about the emergency medical hologram.
Yep.
Eddie Quist.
Yeah. He's in this werewolf game movie.
That's adorable. I love him. Robert Picardo is a fucking legend.
Yeah. Man, all right.
Also made me learn a couple things about myself as Eddie Quist. The way he says she's got a sexy scream. I love a girl with a sexy scream. I'm like, I'm 13. I should not be feeling this way about the bad guy of this movie. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Now let me show you the other werewolf movie that came out that your mother and me watched during our honeymoon. Oh, now I'm in love with a zombie. You're fucking me up all over the place, Dad.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, God, he was so young in The Howling. He was so fucking young. Holy shit. I didn't even recognize him. Holy crap. I thought he was just one of those guys that always looked old. Apparently not. Unlike fucking Patrick Stewart, he did look young at one point.
You know who's another person that I have not been able to find a photo where this fucker looks young? William Hickey. Name not ringing a bell?
No, it's ringing a bell.
Dr. Finkelstein.
Yeah.
The uncle from Never. I've looked up.
Yeah. Well,
Bill Hickey young. Nothing.
Well, he had that old disease. I forget what it actually was, but like he actually had
progeria?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
He
actually like had a thing that made him look old.
Oh, that
Now,
explains it.
not
Okay.
that he wasn't no spring chicken when he started appearing in movies that we'd seen, but
That was
he
like,
also just looked old always. Like you can go back to movies in like the 50s and he looks ancient.
but that reminds me of when I found out that David Desmalchin had vitiligo. Because I was watching an interview with him and I was like, wait a minute. Maybe it's just the like lighting. And then like he came out later and like talked about it openly. And I was like, oh fuck, I was right.
Wait. White guy with vitiligo?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that was possible.
It can happen.
Oh man. Man, I'd love to be interviewed by David Desmalchin in a coffin, you know?
God. He's just adorable.
You know, like that'd be just so cool, you know? But I mean, I also want to somehow see him as Polka Dot Man again.
Yeah. And now we're gonna see him as M. Bison.
I know. Such a weird choice. I mean, it works. I'm just
It
like,
was
okay.
apparently it came down to him or Walton Goggins.
Oh,
I think we got the better
I
choice.
think we got the better choice. Like, I love Walter Goggins, but like, not an M.
I'm getting kind of sick of him. I'll be
really?
honest. I love him. I love him to death. Baby Billy is one of my favorite fucking characters, and I think he's hilarious. But man, am I getting sick of some Walton Goggins. I've hit my limit on the Goggins.
What? Oh my God! What's the name of that actor? He's another guy that played old guys. He was in Repo Man. Like, you'll find one
Here-
every car. You'll see.
Oh God, Bob the henchman from fucking shit. He was Bob and Batman.
Yes. Yeah, he was Bob and Batman. Bob Gunn.
I got my dad a Bob figure. They made Bob action figures, guys. And I got my dad a Bob because we both love Bob.
Tracy Walter.
Yes, Tracy fucking Walter.
Tracy Walter. You know, he was, oh, that's right. He was also in Conan the Destroyer.
Yes.
He was the thief. The thief in the thong.
He's also in fucking Silence of the Lambs, and everyone forgets that he's the funeral director. When they look at the one body that they dredged up from the river, he's the funeral director.
Oh. Oh, man.
He's
did
been
not realize
everywhere,
that.
man.
Yeah, he's in everything. Wow.
Like Sid Haig, that I made the joke to
Oh my God,
Sid
he was in
Haig.
Philadelphia and he looks so clean cut.
I made a joke and Sid Haig's like, yeah, probably. I said, was there a movie, like, was there a woman in Cage's movie you weren't fucking in? I swear to God, even if you weren't in it, did you just work catering? And then and he went, yeah, probably. I know how to bake some cookies. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you fucking do.
Oh my God.
Sid Haig actually, like, retroactively was a really nice guy. The first time I met him, he was in a sour mood. He really
Oh,
like
when he's in a
seemed
bad
like
mood. When he was
really
in a
did.
bad mood, he was really in a bad mood.
He really seemed like he didn't want to be there and left the convention a day early. And like
Ooh.
he was definitely sign him and get him out quick. And I didn't vibe. I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks for that." You know. And then the next time I met him, he was so happy and so sweet and just caring and like all like lovey-dovey old kind of teddy bear hippie dude. And I was like, hey man, I gotta ask, the last time you were at this convention, I don't want to say you were being an asshole. And he's like, no, I was. I needed to have cataract surgery. I could barely see shit that weekend. It got really bad. I was getting migraines. I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, you're fine. I'm not saying you were an asshole to me. I just seemed like you're a bit standoffish, but you got a good reason. And then ended up continuing our conversation. And it was just like, yeah, you're great. Him
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Tom
yeah. He was
Tolles.
always really good. He was always really good. He's usually a good interview too.
Yeah, just a very nice. Bill Moseley was also another one that was like, after.
Oh yeah, he's another guy. It depends on what his mood is like.
But no, I met him 1 year, 2 years passed, met him again. He remembered me from the first time, which was nuts.
Yeah, well, I've noticed the irony with Bill Moseley was it all depends on how swamped he is. So, ironically, in a way, the shittier the con was, the better mood he would be in. Because he didn't mind talking to people. But the relentless signing of shit obviously would wear on him. You know, so like you definitely want to catch Bill Moseley on day one.
Yeah. But he was the kind of guy that would cut a deal with my dad if we were getting a lot of shit signed, because your kids are helping my kids pick what level of nursing home I get put in. He sang, like, he had CDs for this new band he had started called Spider Mountain out on his table, and my brother told him how much he liked Corn Bugs, his original band, and he actually sang him one of the songs off his new CD and gave him a free copy.
Nice.
And my brother went, I got fucking serenaded by Chop Top. And Bill just like patted him on the head, and it was just like, how could you not love this man?
One guy I was convention buddies with was Don Pedro Cody, who played the role that there are two roles that he played that are like dear to my heart. One, he played Baron Samedi in Sugar Hill, which is the best depiction of Baron Samedi in a film ever. Just absolutely spot on, great. The other one is he was Sheriff Little from Chickasaw County in fucking Dukes of Hazzard. That's where I mostly remember him from. But he'd been in a million things. He'd been in a million things that you've all seen, and you probably didn't recognize him. He's the cult leader in was it Return to the Planet of the Apes?
Yep.
He is the black guy from THX 1138. You know, he was in a bunch of like shoot 'em up crime fucking movies.
He's great.
Yeah. He was on like Rockford. You know? He was on all of them. You know, but we used to be like, I used to see him every year at WonderCon, and I was an idiot and never thought to get anything signed by him. I would just be there and we would just talk for like an hour about like, you know, his career, like what movies he had watched, what was going on with his family, you know, like shit like that. Yeah. And, you know, would occasionally get like True Hollywood Tales. Like he was telling me that he was shooting we were shooting some barbarian movie. I forget the title of the damn thing. He didn't forget, but I have. He was like shooting a barbarian movie, and one of the barbarian chicks, apparently, who was taller than he was even. Like now, Don Pedro Cody was a tall man.
Yeah.
Like, he's like 6'4". You know, he's
built like fucking Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's
like
a big guy. He was a big guy. But apparently this one woman was like, she was like a Swedish actress. And she's like, this woman towered over me. She like tallest woman I've ever met. Just one day, she just comes by me, picks me up, you know, kind of picks me up, and just decides you, me, now. And I'm sitting there like, well, I'm not going to say no. This woman just almost picked me up, threw me over his shoulder. I'm not saying no to this.
And you're talking about this, and it just brought up my brother and his convention buddy who recently passed, Michael Madsen.
Oh,
My
yes.
brother was 13 and coming off the elevator, and he hears from behind him on the elevator, "Is that my sword?" Cut to Michael Madsen, right? And my brother's got Bud's sword strapped on his back. Well, he's got this like duffel bag full of shit that we're gonna get signed by different people at the convention. And he undoes the samurai sword in the fucking crowded ass elevator to look at it and go, "Where did you get this? This is super cool, kid." Schlinks it back in his back, and my brother's just like, followed him all the way to the Starbucks, not thinking about it, because he just wanted to talk to him. And they did. And just like, how's the convention? Like, there's my 13-year-old brother. Like, how's the convention going? Are you having a nice time in Texas? Like, he didn't know what to fucking say to him. So we eventually get down to his convention line. And, hey, there's my buddy. Which, there's my little brother like, ah. And I meant to ask you, which one of my movies is your favorite? And my brother brain dies. And I'm like, I don't think there's a movie you made that he hasn't liked. Stepping in as good older sister. Come on, kid, I made a lot of crap. And he went, to me, you've made only the best films. And then handed over the samurai sword like this. And it's like, that John's little convention buddy, so
Aww.
cute.
Oh,
And like,
that's great.
Or another one that I'm sure
You
if
can
I
always tell how good the movie is, or how bad the movie is that Michael Madsen's in by how drunk he obviously was on set.
Oh god, yeah.
Dude, he's in Blood Rain. I have never seen an actor on screen so obviously inebriated.
But you love him for it.
Well, yeah, because he's sort of like, I'm in this fucking movie. Like, now, the opposite is true for Meatloaf. The worse the movie is, the better Meatloaf is in it.
Rhodey.
Yeah. Rhodey, also Blood Rain. He's also in Blood Rain.
To Catch a Bigfoot.
To Catch a Bigfoot, yes. Like, you're just sort of like, man, Meatloaf looks like he's having the time of his life. You know, probably because in a shitty movie, he could just do whatever.
Fuck.
But in a good movie, he's actually got to, like, try.
But you and me seem to have this way of charming actors at conventions. Kim Darby, the little lady from True Grit, she was in a couple different horror movies. She was Miri in Star Trek.
Yeah.
She was at a horror convention. My dad wanted to get his True Grit poster signed. And she, like, we had let my dad have his moment with, like, this girl that he obviously had a crush on when he was a kid.
Like, yeah. Like it'd be like me meeting, Fruzbalk.
Right? And it was kind of sweet. And then she, like, looked over his shoulder and said, "You kids probably don't know who I am." And I came up and said, "Ma'am, we were raised right. We know exactly who you are." And she had double knee replacement and came around the table to hug me and my brothers. And we told her about how our dad showed us True Grit and how you were the prettiest lady he had ever seen, and went through and just, there's my dad like, Jesus Christ, you're really going to fucking embarrass me like this? Yes, fucking, we are. Sorry, but we made that woman's fucking day. And someone's like,
if I approach Fruzbalk, it'd get weird real fast.
And Jeremy Jenkins, I heard Angus Scrimm is a consummate gentleman. I've told this story before. I dressed to the nines to go see Phantasm at the Alamo Draft House in Dallas the weekend they had this convention I used to go to. I mean, floor length black dress, all silver jewelry, hair done up, makeup done. Right? I came like I was actually going to a fucking movie premiere. And there's a little man sitting on a stool next to the door to the theater. I had already met up with A. Michael Baldwin and Reggie Bannister and talked to them a little bit before the movie. But I didn't pay attention to this little man. And I was waiting to have my, like, pass checked at the door.
Yeah.
And there's the tall man. He leans over and he goes, I'm supposed to be knocking them dead tonight. As he very gently grabbed my wrist. And I just like, hi! I've met you before. It's just so nice to see you again. I'm happy you were able to make it here. And then had dinner with the Phantasm cast. And I'm looking at the fucking, like, this was at, like, an airport Hilton.
I have to ask, the little guy, was that one of the dwarves?
No, the little guy was Angus Scrimm sitting on a stool with a cane, and he was just hunched over and looked so
I was about to say,
tiny.
Angus Scrimm was huge. He's tall as fuck.
He looked so tiny, all hunched over, and then he straightened up, and I was like, fuck. But I go to dinner. It's Kat Lester's birthday, and we all have dinner together. I got invited because I knew Michael and was pretty much cool with they basically, once Michael had decided, you know, hey, this is my old friend, everyone kind of clued in, like, okay, she's cool, she can be with us. And I sat between Mike and Angus at dinner. And I'm looking at the prices on this fucking, like, airport Hilton menu. And I'm like, I will be getting a fucking salad. I'm, you know, came to the convention with maybe $1,200 and was like, I am saving this for autographs. I have to pay for my hotel room, food for the weekend. I want to buy shit. Fuck. And I guess my face must have said something because Angus again put his hand on mine to say, we're at dinner with Don. Don pays. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh my God. Man, one of the things that's interesting about, I have to say about Kat Lester, like, as she got older, she obviously, like, had work done, but it never, like, got too out of control.
No. And she runs her own, like, she has a company that does burlesque shows.
Oof.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, Lady in Lavender. I actually just found the other day, I wonder what I did with it, my lovely book of signatures. So, it's right by my photo of Harlan Ellison playing cool in his home. Oh, fuck! Dropped it. Man, you really wanted me to show this at the stream. This is, someone did an interview at his house and got that photo.
Oh my God.
Sits on my shelf. Love it. But I have the lovely book of signatures.
Oh.
Karen Black. Perfect. A original press book for Phantasm. That's
Oh, nice.
all fun and good. Mike seeing boobs for the first time in Phantasm, and he wrote, man, nice. John Amplis, Tony Booba from... And I told him my favorite part of Dawn of the Dead is when you get annihilated on the blood pressure machine. He appreciated it. He's like, not a lot of people do like that. And then he put the 000 over 000, which is the final blood pressure reading.
The thing I love about that bit is it's so inexplicable. It makes no sense why a guy in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, while zombies are attacking, would put his arm in a fucking blood pressure machine. But they had to do the bit because you're like, yeah, you gotta do that, you know?
And they're goofing off, and who didn't fuck with the blood pressure machine?
Yeah. As a kid, you were just like... You didn't know what them numbers meant.
Chris Sarandon as Leon from Dog Day Afternoon.
Oh my God.
And he was like, out of anything, Dog Day Afternoon? And I'm like, yeah. Sign it, Chris. Very weird guy. Very fun to talk to. But as he was signing stuff, I'm like, you've been one of my favorite actors since I was 8 years old. And he said, you saw Dog Day Afternoon when you were 8? No, I saw Nightmare Before Christmas and Fright Night when I was 8. What?
Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, I remember another guy who was really good under bad circumstances was the guy what played the rabbit in Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
He was always a great guy, but a few times, like this one time at this one convention, he brought like a friend. His friend was a complete creep. You know,
Yeah.
to the point where people are like, you gotta get a handle on your boy, because he's like causing problems. And I think that tall brunette with the platform boots is gonna, and the huge tits, is gonna kick the shit out of him if he doesn't leave her alone. And she looks like she's gonna do it too.
Yeah.
You know.
And the last one I'll show, I've told the story about almost going to a private party with Norman Reedus. If people don't believe that that was actually a thing, there's the heart around my name in the autograph I got from him the next day. So I look around and I go, I missed out on all that fucking Walking Dead money. God damn it.
What
One
movie had he,
illegitimate kid away from
what
success.
movie had he been in at that point?
He had been in a couple of Guillermo del Toro movies.
Right.
And then Boondock Saints. And it was the first season
That was
of The Walking
at that
Dead
point.
had just
That
come
was
out.
the big one. That was the big one he was in at that point.
Boondock Saints, and they announced at that convention that Boondock Saints 2 was coming. And it was also the first season of The Walking Dead.
Right. But it
And that
hadn't
was
like
popped
launched
off
yet. Yeah.
And I have another thing signed by him that happened the next year where, I mean, the show took off, his character took off. And he had this guy, and the guy runs his own fucking convention now, which is mind-boggling because he was such a fucking asshole. But I stepped up just to look at what Norman had for photos on his table. Because I had a girl at work that wanted something signed. I had already had something signed. I didn't, I also have a movie poster signed. It's actually how the movie posters, we ended up getting David Del Rocco's phone number for a while. Rocco from Boondock Saints used to be my little text buddy. But this guy, black hair, I'm sure if I found a picture of him, everyone would know this guy. But he was acting as Norman's handler. And I just went over to the table to see what was there. And he's like, excuse me, he's going to lunch. He isn't signing autographs right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm just looking. And then there comes Norman back to the table like, hey, we ready to go? Oh, I'm sorry. What do you want signed? Oh, she's not getting anything signed. You're going to lunch. I can sign something and take a photo. And I'm like, thank God you shut this asshole down. Because Jesus Christ. And you're going to be the one taking the photo, you goddamn asshole. How the fucker, works conventions now, has his own convention, got successful. I have no idea, because every time I dealt with him, he was a cunt.
Sometimes that happens,
I think his name's Sean. Ugh. Black-haired dude who almost looks like a Zach Bagan clone. If you ever see him, no, he was a cunt to me.
You got it. I probably wouldn't recognize him. Just probably look like another guy to me. But you got it.
Sean Clark.
Sean Clark, is he an actor?
I guess.
Whoa!
Dickhead to me.
Oh! Wow! Okay.
Got super successful. Dickhead.
Gotcha. I've known a few of those.
I hope that bad behavior comes back to bite you in the ass one day.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm starting to fade a little bit. So I think
Okay.
I may need to go. But I want to thank you for spending a few hours with me here. It's always a great
This has been
time.
great.
Yeah. And Tommy was good. He
Yeah.
eventually did
Settle
chill
down
out
and go to
settle
bed.
down, go to bed. You know, that's so good. Thank you, Orchid.
After he gave me a ton of stuff because it was too much for him.
All right. So everybody who's been with us this long, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Remember, Ave Satanas, Disco Inferno, and Satan and I love you all very much. Hail Satan.
Oh, and think about his graphics card.
Oh yeah. Think about my graphics card if you want to help the show. You know, we've got $20 out of 360.
We probably should have promoted that more.
Yeah, we probably should have said that a few more times, but like I guess we'll continue to do that on next streams. So